Oh, hello, hello. Good morning. Oh,
I'm glad that you found the tavern all right.
I'm glad you pointed this out. It seems many
Hmm?
people
Of
couldn't find
course.
places for the night. So, I lucked out.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Ooh, excuse me. I do not see your your other companion with you. He stayed
Yes,
somewhere else?
he is somewhere else, yes.
Fair enough. I was thinking you were buying
He's
some
around.
fruit off him or whatnot, but it's all the same.
Oh.
If you see him, let him know. I might be interested in
Oh, of
something.
course. I'll let him know. Oh, I'm Molly, by the way, if I didn't already introduce myself.
I don't believe so. I'm Daku. And your friend there?
Myalinthel. Pleasure to meet you.
Of course, pleasure. Well, I don't suppose you're locals then, are you? Or...
Afraid not.
No.
Fair enough. I managed to find a few, but had some questions about the Kalypsia, but seems not much word has come off it yet, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's just that it is here.
I'm sure answers will get around soon enough. But,
Yes.
down
Word of
school.
mouth tends to spread quickly.
Well, you, travelers? I know your friend there is a merchant. You also merchants then?
I am his guard.
I see. Fair enough. And you?
A scholar.
Curious. Scholar, merchant, guard makes sense. Just traveling companions then, are you?
We're not traveling together.
No.
We met yesterday.
I just met this beautiful lady yesterday.
I see. Well, fair enough. Just thought I saw you all around together for a nice bit, but it's on me for assuming.
Well, that's all right.
And what brings you here?
So you're only in town for a few days
Oh,
then?
sorry.
The city itself. Well, the city of Kalypsia, I suppose I should be more specific.
Are
Is it a
Say
city?
wonder. Or is it not?
I do not know.
I guess
I don't know
not as
much
big
about
as
it.
some, but
maybe city is the wrong word, but either way, it's a marvel. So I'm curious, and I've come into some coin recently, so why not check it out? If I can get on.
fair enough.
The traveling bard has me concerned it might cost more than I considered, but I'm sure I can figure it out somehow.
Oh. I didn't even think about the possibility of having to pay.
Hopefully it's not too terribly expensive.
Sure, your employer can at least cover most of your entrance fee.
Ah, yes. We've been able to sell quite a bit so far here, so it should be fine.
Oh, is that so? You managed to make quite the sale with one of the elven nobility.
Oh,
Quite the sale indeed.
I see. I'll have to
But
talk
it
to him
is what
about
it
it then. See what he earned. See if I can get a little bit of it.
Fair enough. But no, either way, it's been quite nice here. I don't know how long you've both been here for, but people here seem nice, if a little rambunctious with local... Well, a lot of interesting people have come to the settlement, I'm sure you've noticed by now.
Indeed.
Mm.
Some...
Apparently there's a
Go on.
little one who is running around enchanting people? Knocking them out, something.
The Haru.
Mara.
That is
Yes.
the name, yeah. Be wary with that one, I suppose. But,
You as well.
don't go following any dwarfs down alleyways.
Thank you.
Certainly not.
I appreciate the warning.
Of course.
I should probably go find my companion. Sorry to
By all
leave so
means.
soon. It's good to meet
Of
you.
course. Good to meet you too. Take care now.
I'll probably
too.
go walking as well. Thank you again, Molly.
Of course. I'll see you around, Moonstone.
Was she a Nari?
Yes.
Interesting.
There are at least 2 of them, I suppose.
Right. I wonder if that bird was a kin. Well, probably not. It's quite the rare sight.
What bird?
There's just some birds who I was speaking with a few people, and it was very open to people. I couldn't tell if it was just a local bird or if it was a crow of sorts. A
Well,
big fucker.
I suspect it didn't belong to Molly, but there was another there's another nary that has I think it's a crow or a raven. I'm not particularly familiar with them, so I'm not sure which, but...
Yeah. Same thing, I'm sure. But, fair enough. Maybe it was his then.
It could
I'd
be.
have to keep an eye out for that. Where are you headed to, anyways? You traveling through, or like the many here flocking to the Kalypsia?
The Kalypsia. It's been a rather long journey, so I'd rather not continue it much further.
That's fair enough. Well, I guess the Kalypsia will be on a constant journey, but from the comfort of hopefully your own aboard.
Indeed.
Your name, Hjolgrim? Hjolgrim.
Hey.
There we go. Took me a few tries.
You guys want food? I brought food.
I just ate, thank you. But
You don't want
maybe after. Not
what?
much of a morning eater, anyways.
I like a sandwich, but crispy.
How
Burger.
much?
5 silver each. Pretty cheap.
A good deal. Fuck.
I'll take one. Thank you.
Be careful, they're a little greasy. They're in the grease bag.
That's
In the
okay.
grease bag?
Yeah, that's where I keep my grease.
Of course.
Certainly.
Well,
Also keeps them warm for at least a day.
right. Well, sorry, I'm bad with names. Mia...
Myalinthel.
My,
Mia's fine if you
Myalinthel.
have trouble pronunciation.
I'll at least try my best for now, but if I resort to it, apologies in advance.
That's not quite all right. No, I don't mind too much.
What are you making your way to the Kalypsia for? Curiosity of a scholar, or...?
I had one of the dreams.
Ah. A lot of that going through. There was a, old man, a runesmith. I don't know if I caught his name. He was doing a
Gideon.
count of it. Gideon. He was doing a count. Apparently at least 25 others that he interacted with who had it. So,
Many the world over. I had it as far... Well, I was in Frostheim at the time.
ooh, a northerner. I suppose that might add up.
Quite, I suppose. I just spent some time there. I'm
Ah.
from closer to Rivendell myself.
Well traveled then. Now I'm curious, what were you doing up in Nordendal? What the... where is that? Up in, Frostheim.
Study. There are a few scholars there that I
Session
was
started, by the way, guys.
working under.
Fair enough.
And,
You a historian?
no, I'm, actually a runic investigator myself.
Have you met Gideon then?
We've not talked much, sort of in passing. I haven't really talked to him about I hadn't gathered fully until after that he was a runic researcher himself. But I'll probably be speaking with him at some point.
I see. Well, he seems quite knowledgeable. I'm not sure how he fares on your account, mind you, but to a layman, he seems like he knows what he's talking about.
I look forward to
So
speaking more with
you
him. Yes,
make runic items or just study the runes himself?
both. I'm not
Fair enough.
a particularly adept enchantress, but I make do. For example, I've
That is quite the
chanted
skill.
some of my personal items, and I have a wand.
Do you know the fire
With-
rune?
In what capacity?
I had a talk with Gideon, and he said if he knew the fire rune, he could make me an ever-burning grill.
I'm not sure that I have anything exactly like what you might need, but I'm sure that we could figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And if you ever need, like, supplies, I got lots on me. I got a lot of mana ore, too. For, like, ink.
Okay. Certainly. I'll keep that in mind. And yes, I suspect it's possible that we could make something. I know that there are a number of places in Frostheim that maintain heated homes that way. It's usually a relatively expensive thing, but
Interesting.
I got a lot of coin.
But another thing, something you said. I'd be careful going around saying you are carrying runically infused items. You might attract some attention with these folk.
any in particular?
Again, the name Haru gets thrown
Haru.
around.
Unfortunately, Haru already seems to think that I'm, well, something of her friend. I'm not
Fair
sure
enough.
how
You're
this
not
is
going to
go.
kidnap me then, are you?
I don't intend to.
More straight answer than I was expecting. That's fair enough.
I mean, I won't rule it out. I don't know anything about you in particular, and who knows what the Kalypsia will require of us, but
Fair then. I appreciate the straight response, even if it's unexpected. But, let's see. Essential folk is all. Nothing standoutish that I think you have to worry about. But just a fair warning. Something I picked up in cities in general. But you've traveled a nice bit, so I'm sure you know more than me.
I'm not easily taken for the things that I carry.
Fair enough, fair enough. What are you doing over there, Horgan?
Lemon.
Right. Fair enough.
I'm sorry, how do you say your name?
I'm the Ogrum Mountain Breaker.
Hyogrum?
The Ogrum, yeah.
Hyogrum. A pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Well then. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mia. Sorry. Well, either way. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mia. That did not help me, I'm not going to lie. I'll see you around the Kalypsia, I imagine. Assuming
Of
we can get
course.
on. Careful in the alleyways, I suppose.
You as well. I believe I may
I'm
go
gonna
walking
sell more
myself.
burgers.
Good luck.
If you ever want more, just across the bridge in a little alleyway, there's a fire. That's usually where I'm at. So if you want any food,
Of course. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
they're pretty cheap too, because I don't got a kitchen yet.
I remember that dream as well. I knew it wasn't crazy. Everyone has to.
Something
Everyone has
about
too
a
much of a-
prophecy or something. I just think
End
I
of the
was
world.
tripping and then something. Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's very
about
possible. It's very possible.
that. See, I don't believe in any of
food yet?
this dream.
I got
about
food
the
for
afterlife.
sale.
You are at least trying to make it onto
Oh,
Yeah, I'd come over
I
and
am good,
introduce
thank
myself.
you.
I am Doctor.
I did have food today.
Alright. Well, you get hungry later. Oh, I got it's 5 silver for a sandwich.
It's a pleasure, Nix.
Right. Thank you.
That was surprising, but
what's
I
your name?
suppose I've seen you around as well.
I'm the Ogrum Mountain Breaker.
Sorry?
Perhaps there is no
Enough.
Yoga mountain burger.
or perhaps the story just has traveled.
There's a bakery just at that fountain up ahead, and it'll be to your left. If you have the coffee, if you have the
registered from him. But yeah,
yes, if you have the silver for it, it is quite reasonably priced. About 3 silver for any sort of pastry, maybe 4 tops.
oh, thank you. I will definitely check this out later when I'm hungry again.
Or it's as you said, maybe we can have a little bit of a get together by buying one of what you said his name was, the one who sells the burgers.
Helgrim? Something from what the other that were with him called him, yeah, Holgrim, something like that. I can't really
Yulgrim.
understand what he say.
Well then,
His talking is a bit muffled by his beard.
En al stoffel.
well then, around the
Hello.
Good morning.
night, join me for dinner.
How are you both faring?
Oh,
Pretty good.
good. We wanted to ask, when did you want to perform the little skirmish you wanted to go into the forest?
I was wondering, well, I figured I'd wander around for a while today and rest for a little while and, well, I was hoping perhaps the Kalypsia would be boarding, but if I don't have any luck with that, I'll probably go out this evening or later tonight.
We should join them.
Perhaps, if you need protection from bears or whatnot, I suppose.
Brigands.
I'll definitely keep it in mind.
Treasure hoarden gemaakt.
Du meine Strafen. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, we'll be around. We're not really doing much until Kalypsia. Anywho, just meeting more and more new faces here and there.
Hmm.
I suppose so, my friend.
Have you found anyone particularly interesting?
Anyway, you said
What was their name?
Oh.
The one from Austin.
Haru. Oh,
Aru?
no. The Haru,
Red clothing.
Grumman.
I'm not good with Ost names.
Ah!
Sorry, Eastern names.
Pirate.
Pirate?
Ship captain.
No, Zista. Wer mere geschwana? Weben.
Oh, May? I getroffen het May
Vanna Ost. Vanna Fremenan van Anna Ost.
May.
We unfortunately forgot her name, it seems. But we haven't seen her yesterday, I don't think. They were from eastern regions and they had really pretty red clothing, obviously much more elegant than us, but they seemed quite the character. But that's all we met so far with when it comes to new faces. If I was able to spot, but no.
Spot.
Do not see them.
Getroffen. Nein. Zie gemaakt. Ja, getroffen en.
Oh, you see over there?
I saw her that way
Oh, right.
before she
Yeah.
disappeared into the alley.
With red hair.
She was somewhere over there. Excuse me?
With red hair.
Yeah. I think so. Red clothing. Quite elegant. Quite,
I may
You know.
have seen her in passing, but I've not spoken with her yet.
very nice. Very, very polite.
Well, I'm hoping to meet a number of new faces today, so
I know, right? I'm full of good ideas.
perhaps I'll get a chance to speak with her as
Oostlander
well.
and Polit.
But yeah. Again, you need it. Need anyone with our expertise, I guess you would know where to
Oh, when
find us. Just
absolutely
walk around
necessary.
until you see two gentlemen in very dark clothing.
Of course.
Das Wurfanbart. Darker days.
He's a little goofy, so don't try not to mind him.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right.
Wonder if anyone.
Hello.
Guess, well, we, I suppose, if there's anything that we could ask
Of
from
course.
you, if you meet anyone that has any trades along the lines of, blacksmithing, carpentry, construction, any kind of technical trade, we'd be interested to meet them. We haven't met anyone. I mean, we haven't met everyone so far. Apologies for that. And perhaps you'll meet someone that we haven't met and point them out, because we have been trying to look for everyone that has good trading, good trades, so we can hopefully work with them on Eclipsia. Because, well, having a good team of people who know how to do a thing or two with tools is very helpful.
Of course. I've not met anyone like that so far, but if I find anyone, I'll definitely let you know. Are you looking for anything in particular, or just trades in general?
Yeah, just trades in general. Honestly, any trade. Anything from tanning to hunting to carpentry to even making books. Anyone, really.
If you need books bound,
Along those lines of,
I'm not the most adept
oh
at
yeah,
it, but I can certainly help you there, but it's not my trade, certainly.
you know how to do that.
Yes. I'm a scholar.
Ooh. Oh. Trust me, and even though up north is quite brutal and quite demanding with certain expertises when it comes to fighting and survival, they do love their scholars up there, especially near frost time.
I
And
spent
well,
a
we
number of
ran
years
into a
there.
few of them, and they were very, very, very resourceful to help us out.
It was a pleasure to spend
So
time in
yeah,
Frostheim.
so Zimmerman, make sure you protect this one.
Sir, yes, sir.
I hope not to find myself in any situations where I need a great deal of protection, but I appreciate the offer of,
das
the
Foxen.
sentiment.
Das Ostmann. Ostwoman.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, there's the one we were speaking about. As you can see, quite the contrast to the background. Quite the elegant one. Very, remarkable to the eyes, I suppose I'm trying to say in Kumon. But, yeah.
Certainly. If you have business
Find
with her,
appealing
I'll
of-
leave you to it.
Well, we're not doing much
Hello.
else.
Greetings.
We're just gonna keep walking around meeting new people.
I'll leave you to your walks then. I'm going to continue walking myself and see who I can meet.
Okay.
It was good talking with you again.
Mm-hmm. Well, Zimmerman, where do our adventures bring us to next?
I'm not sure.
Wrestling a giant
Sorry?
fish in the water? Or trying to ride an eagle up in the sky?
It's alright. I'll figure it out. I just really like those purple flowers, you know? Really like
Of
them.
course. Mm. I love flowers too.
Act as Pog.
15 left.
I'm sorry that I scared you. It wasn't my intention.
Only.
We met yesterday.
It feels like
Well,
a lot.
I don't got the
Yeah.
ingredients to make anymore, and whatever doesn't get sold, I'm just gonna eat anyways.
Oh,
Very
I
peculiar.
don't think I could pack away 15
Well,
of
I'm
those
sure
things.
they used
With enough ale, you
berries
can pack
to
away anything.
create flavoring. However,
I'm sure.
You want a burger?
what I meant by preferring just the berries, I meant I would have
Okay.
rather
I
eaten
still do
the
not want burger.
berries rather than that muffin.
Why not?
I think it
You
may have
buy
been
it.
sitting out all night.
Still not hungry.
Save it for later.
It was a little stale.
I have nowhere to put burger.
I'm on sale right now. 5 silver.
Practically a steal.
Yeah,
I think I am good still
exactly.
on the burger.
I see.
I'll let people know about the burgers and how cheap they are.
I will do.
Miss, actually, I don't think I caught your name.
Oh, how absolutely rude of me. My name is
Got it.
Nikita. It is a pleasure to
I
make
hope
your
you get some
acquaintance.
rest then.
It is.
I don't know why I'm
talking.
talking in Mia's voice to Chad.
Anahita.
Anahita. A pleasure.
Something tells me if she has anything valuable on her, it would be really
that's
hard to get past that bubble.
Yeah, it's seawater.
Oh.
Oh, I'm soaked now.
Perhaps
Okay.
Ethan.
Just.
Hey, Lemon Boy, you want a burger?
Do you?
Really? This early in the morning, you're already starting with the.
With 5 silver. Basically steal.
Good breakfast. Hearty breakfast. Wake you up.
I think I'll stick with something from the
burgers, you want
bakery since
any?
it's cheaper. I don't exactly have a.
It's all sugary shit in there. Put some grease on your bones. It's good.
We got some good burgers here. Only 5 silver instead of the normal 8 silver price. Only got 15 left.
Good morning, surface dwellers.
I don't think we've ever seen something like this, Zimmerman.
Water.
Water? You haven't seen water before? Man.
I mean, it is a lot of water.
Well,
I know it is a glorious sight. but Please do not stare. It is unbecoming.
It would have been pretty crazy to walk across the bridge and not even look right and never see water before.
yeah, we're mostly used to seeing it frozen, to be honest.
Gotcha.
But besides the jokes, wow. Anyway, wow, I guess I have quite the audience. To anyone who doesn't know me,
Greetings.
I'm Romaldo.
Hello.
Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Welcome
Met
to
a
Jim, do you
couple
want
of
to
you.
join them?
Have not met a couple of you, especially this fellow selling
I
food.
do and I do not.
I am
You,
good.
sir?
Hey, do you want a burger?
I might want a burger, whatever that is.
Why so?
It's like a sandwich, but greasy.
I'm
Greasy.
not
Yeah, I've
exceptionally
been keeping it in the
socially
grease
adept,
bag.
I'm
Here.
afraid.
I see.
You haven't joined them
Definitely a
yourself,
very
I see.
greasy bag.
I am looking around.
Yeah.
Nice and warm.
Fair enough.
Got some cheese
Oh,
on it, high quality. Got some
What was
meat,
your name?
Liz.
Myalinthel. It's a pleasure.
We've seen worse, Zimmerman.
Pleasure.
Well,
Himari
really
what
Natsumi.
did you say it was?
But you can call me Natsumi.
It's
Not
on a
so-
steal right now for 5 silver.
5 silver.
Where might you be from?
Yeah, normally they go for
outside
about
of
8 to
Rivendell
10,
originally.
but you know.
Right.
Well, I guess I'll
What
get
brings
one.
you
I know
here?
you're not going to eat one.
The Kalypsia.
Why not, anyway? Well, here you go, even though this
I
is
hope to
a
board, though.
questionable little stall you have right here.
I've heard
I know,
some
I just
talk
been
that it
walking
might
around
be
selling them.
a price to be paid,
Oh,
and
right. Oh,
I'm less certain on that, but
quite the contraption.
we'll see, I suppose.
Made with love.
I'm a scholar. I had one of the dreams, and
I'm sure it
well,
has been.
I'm here to figure
How
out
do I
what
put this in
happened,
my mouth?
or what will happen, or
Well, you
is
just open it.
happening, or whatever it might be,
Yeah, you open your mouth.
and see what can be done
and
about it.
jam it in.
Real wide.
All
You're gonna
right.
get a little on your lips.
It's
That's all
quite
right.
squishy. It should not be very difficult to compress.
Yeah, just take a bite out of it like you would.
I didn't mean to bother you.
It's
First
no
time's
bother.
always the hardest.
Well, I will leave you to it then. I'll wander around a little more. Hope to see you again.
You as well, Natsumi.
I wish we had this in the trenches up north. Oh, Zimmerman, I know you can't taste, but this is pretty good.
Yeah, I made these with a campfire.
Oh, I love campfire food. That explains it.
Hey,
I prefer the
Oh.
healthy
there.
ration of
Bread.
forgot what I
you
ate.
were
Can't eat
Marsamar?
bread all day.
Forgot what I ate.
Ah, yes,
Well,
I
you
am.
can't eat
What I
bread all
ate.
year.
Alright,
You
you're
yourself
gonna
as
love
well.
this.
This is
Let's
I
see what
got
we got.
burgers. Straight
Oh.
Ordsmar, fresh
other
cooking.
people
5 silver
that I ate?
apiece.
I forgot.
You know what?
We didn't eat people.
This is
Zimmerman.
man heart.
Oh, me.
I respect it.
It wasn't people, though.
Hey, you know, gotta bring
saying you
home
ate
cooking
people around these guys,
Kalypsia.
okay?
I thought we were stopping
What
by
did
like
I
what?
eat then? I forgot.
What's with the rock there?
So we don't
So I don't
fly.
fall into. Yeah, so I don't fall into the sky.
Is falling into the sky a
goodness.
possibility?
No, I haven't fallen to the sky yet, have I?
Yeah, pretty
I'm still
common.
here.
That's why I got the weighted boots. They're a little more
That's one thing
comfortable,
about
but they're
doing.
not as heavy.
Right. This is from home myself. Picked out a nice big rock and like, I'm not gonna fall into the sky with this, and yet I haven't fallen to the sky yet, so obviously it must be working.
Yeah. I'm surprised you guys don't fly into the sky with how tall you are.
I remember now.
Some
Great
weird,
face.
Maybe it's because
some
they're
weird
taller
lesson.
that they're heavier.
It might sense a
Yes,
gravity
you
or
did,
something.
but I've been
probably.
noticing a few around, so don't be saying scary things like that,
I probably
okay?
weigh less than you do.
Thanks, Yorick. Rest well.
Now all the
Old
burgers
man,
you've been
skin
eating.
and bones. What?
Mm.
Two? I had 2 burgers in 2 days.
One of them.
You know what?
A few of
Well,
Is
them.
there
so
anyone
no, you're
around?
gonna get more than that.
A few of them.
I absolutely will. I'm not touching it.
Oh, I forgot I should probably introduce myself. The name's Fergus
Duman and
Bracken.
Kishka.
New brother?
Hilgrim Mountain Breaker.
Helgrim, pleasure.
These burgers, I did not expect them to taste like this.
And what brings you as far up to the surface,
Doesn't
huh?
look.
Kalypsia.
Looks like trench food, to be honest.
Yeah, about the same.
I'm gonna sell burgers and sell some guns. You know, as usual.
Ah, I'm a bit of a merchant myself, actually, as well. Not as specialized as you, probably, but in a very wide variety of goods. I'm actually going around asking the various different people coming aboard the Kalypsia if they need anything special.
You got good metal.
I can definitely get some. Still have old contracts in Orzammar, so I can probably get some metal moved in, aye?
Yeah, you're gonna need some good metal. Some mama or two.
No, is that so? I'd be happy to help then.
Jacket. It's good.
Oh, thank you.
Good.
I'm trying to find
look
out
the
what
part. Thank
people on the surface like and all that.
I look the part.
It's taking time.
A lot of them really like
You can stand
burgers.
with us
You
now
get
and
me
not
some
look so
like
different.
good beef from Orzammar.
What do I
I
look
can
the
definitely
part?
ask.
L2.
I'm curious now.
I'm working on my connections on the surface, so once I get more
You a
connections, more
soldier?
trade routes working out, I can
Soldier.
definitely do it. Aye.
A
You
good.
think I look like a soldier?
Hi, Puddles.
We've had older.
Down for you, ma'am. Is there anything in particular you'd like
More dressed like
onto
an
the ship?
artist
Like
than
a luxury
anything soldier.
good or a taste of home?
Nah.
Well,
You look like Romaldo. Slowly.
What do
No,
you have
I don't think
available?
so. I don't got the tricone
I
hat.
want burgers.
Available right now.
Not yet.
Well,
We'll get you one.
some stuff I have in stock from home
We'll get
still,
you a hat.
and a few other specialty
get you a-
local foods from some
Hope it helps with that. Don't mean to keep you. You shouldn't give away stuff for free.
I'm not sure, but with how many people are saying things, I must have a little bit of truth.
Yes, I suppose that is sort of herd mentality in that case. If enough people do start similar things, then perhaps
I see that like everyone's in the town square.
well, I suppose that discretion is the better part of valor, right?
But either way.
Right.
Again.
Hello.
Well, thank you for the chat. I'm going to find Molly now. Have a good day.
Of course. I believe she was looking for if she hasn't already found you. So.
She's just over there.
We found each other. I just want to talk with. Thank you.
Take care
Alright.
then,
Have a good day.
Alden, I believe.
And what is your name, or yeah?
I am Lord Elrond Vaven, envoy of His Majesty, King Myalinthel of Valinor. And whom am I speaking to?
My name is Himari Natsumi, but you can call me Natsumi.
Well met, Natsumi.
And what brings you here?
Hope all of you are well. This is Kalypsia. It's a roleplay being run by Cacti and Sword. We're just in a town right now in social sessions. Our first proper session is next Friday. But for now, we are in this city waiting on the airship Kalypsia. 5 years ago, people started having dreams of the end of the world, and in their dreams, they saw the airship Kalypsia, and so many have felt that they needed to seek it out. Mia is a runic scholar and an anxiety bean. The map is actually a public world. If you remind me at some point, I'll send you what it is, and if you want to visit or do anything here.
A soldier who doesn't feel pain.
I'll show you it.
That's kind of
Just
scary.
give an example
Perhaps.
Absolutely.
of what I deal with.
Oh well. We are cursed with a couple
Helps
of
me,
things.
how do you describe this in Kimona?
I can't sleep.
Forge
Well,
metals
can't sleep,
together
but
without needing a forge to do it.
I wish I didn't.
Ah, I
have to
see.
sleep.
Generate heat then.
More time in the day.
Yes, I don't have much.
I also don't need
how
to
do I
blink,
describe this?
but at the same
I
time,
don't
it
have
would look
much
weird if
magical
I kept,
prowess
staring
myself.
at you
I
while
mostly
blinking.
concentrate it in my tools and such.
Don't
Ah,
need to eat.
there's
don't
no
need to
shame in that.
sleep, nothing to
It's
drink.
the something
Probably
leads to a short
never
mind.
age. Call me Jack.
Greetings,
And you're the merchant? Pilgrim told me
I should
Good morning.
you looking to make the same thing as
Absolutely.
I can leave you to
Good
your
morning.
piece if you wish.
More.
But
I was a smith and tinkerer back in Orzammar.
As it stands now, it is.
are you one of the
yeah.
locals here,
Well, don't
or
think
are you
there's
here
a
for
different
the ship?
Perfect. I'm Fergus Bracken.
I'm here for the ship.
Traveling merchant to the surface.
Seems everyone
Not a
is.
merchant, but new to the surface to
Most
be a
people.
merchant.
There are a few
As
locals
fresh as
around
water
if you
myself.
look,
Yeah,
but most people seem
it's really
about their business.
Fucking bright up here.
Oh, don't
I
I know
have
it?
met a master alchemist.
He's
Useful,
when
friendly.
I look at the sky, I just
Yeah.
Sadly limited.
Is that so?
it's low tech, but I haven't fallen into the sky yet. So it works.
Is a small tragedy I've encountered during my travels. Every alchemist is a physical alchemist. None of them explore the esoteric.
I'm not sure that I understand what you
I
mean.
get you. Did you need something in particular you want me to keep an eye on?
Alchemy
I'm
is
used to
more
looking for
than
exotic
potions and
common
powder.
metals.
It's
Would it be similar for you as well?
Well, when I craft the runes,
more.
that'd be really useful. When I get on the Kalypsia,
How do
I'm
I
planning to
explain?
hopefully try and work as a gunsmith while I'm up there. Since that's what I worked mostly on back in Orzammar.
To shift.
I see.
I mean,
all things
I
can
made my
fall
own
into
gun,
alchemy.
So,
That's a nice piece of work.
I know, thank you. It's
Beyond just potions and
usually repairs
elixirs, you can dabble in philosophy and even further into
If there's any way differently for both of you, also,
the
if
beyond.
there's any way I could help with any particular type of metal or just
Can one not explore
spectrum of
philosophy or
metals
the beyond
from
in
ores
many
that are given,
disciplines?
their quality and the purity, I can definitely get some hands on. I sell
Many
for
do,
contacts, you see.
but alchemy
Two
is
ways of getting them onto the Kalypsia.
I heard you had mana ore.
I could do that, aye.
I will be now.
it's the formula of life.
Oh,
Oh, absolutely. Apologies.
I think it's just a nickname.
I see.
never really stopped. But still.
But the master alchemist
I'm
doesn't see
more
it that way.
curious to experiment with mana ore and see what I can make.
More that he's more concerned about paying rent than putting food on the table.
Not too difficult.
As many are.
You wished for an offspring to remind yourself of her.
It's a shame so many bright minds limited by
I can make do with that. But
trivial matters.
Might not be a bad idea to go in business together, maybe. Both of you seem like a similar trade. Huh?
We certainly haven't met yet, but I can definitely provide the means to make
Forgive me, I've
guns.
forgotten my
Can't
manners.
say
My name
I've
is
done
Myalinthel.
anything
A
complicated
pleasure to
like
meet you.
that. It's a very fine piece you have
Myalinthel.
there, but I could
I
definitely
am
help
just
out.
Chidi.
I do plan on
Chidi.
as my
Well met, Chidi.
Go on. I was gonna say a beautiful partnership, maybe, huh?
Yeah, I do plan.
So
on
I
having
take it
my
you're
first
here for the ship
business-
as well?
I'm
I
first
am.
business adventure on Kalypsia, perhaps.
As you said, most
help
seem
people
to be.
make their workshops here and there, because I am I am familiar with construction.
All right.
A strange
Mr.
lot.
Zimmerman over there, he's very fine carpenter.
I suppose.
And he loves
Though,
creating.
interesting
We
at
had to
least
create,
so far.
Workshops all the time when we fought in our campaign up north, due to the fact that we had to be self-resourceful. So I suppose good lumber.
I take it you as
would be on
well?
that list as well.
Maybe she is
Yeah,
up
I
there.
just wrote it down myself.
What,
Definitely see if
that
I
I'm
can find good,
interesting.
strong lumbers and if anything exotic comes across me, I'll be
I am sure you are, but I meant boarding the ship.
Ah, yes. I'm here for the clips.
what was your name?
I'm not particularly interesting, I'm afraid. But that's all right.
Leto Bronmore.
I'm a scholar.
What is that on your arm? Seems really interesting.
I am
Oh, it's
was a monk of the Path of Stars, but I have strayed onto a new path as of recently.
I'm not familiar with those
Gideon
monks.
Zimmerman.
to get specific measurements with my.
We are mostly of East and Central,
Get that real quickly for you to show you what you mean.
no further than Valinor.
That
Helps
I am,
me
aye.
I'm from outside of Rivendell, so perhaps I've simply never encountered it.
Exactly they might need.
but
In terms of materials, for
To be fair, they like their peace and quiet.
There's been many times where I don't
I think
have
many
a
do,
forge,
in their own way at least.
Very specifically, I
and
am in
if I
need
need
of
two
some
pieces
kind
of metal
of
together, well, I have.
That's a strange thing, isn't it? People can't seem to agree on what is the right kind of quiet at times.
Specific projects and specific metals. Sometimes I need
like low quality.
I suppose that's very fair.
But if you can get
I prefer a candle and a good book, though many would call this quiet in its own way.
Took quite a
Even though
while
I think
to
it's
figure this all out, but
something of a cacophony myself.
many years honing in on my
A lot of people talking about themselves, very
the
excited.
fact that I've concentrated so much on this little
So it would
project of
seem.
mine being a useful tinkerer.
But that's all right. At least many of them have
Good for-
interesting stories.
Prowesses behind magic. I can flicker a little flame.
Well, that makes you stand out.
I have some in stock already, actually.
But I haven't.
Once the shop
I
gets set
don't-
up, come on by.
If everyone is interesting, the least interesting one is the most unique.
Absolutely.
Abilities, I suppose.
And you have
I've just
I'm not sure that that's how that works. Definitionally, if nothing else.
Ever since I was young in Orizamar.
Well, it is a thought.
It's very interesting.
Oh, sorry, misheard you.
Perhaps I'm
Apologies.
simply a
As I was going
pedant.
I've never
Kalypsia.
worked on anything
I've not
like
been on
it, really.
myself.
Oh,
Apologies, I misheard.
You said you are a scholar.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Can I ask on what matters?
Helpful in the field, but
Of magic generally, I suppose, though I focus in runic studies.
Not only am I going around to help other people, it's to help understand the surface world.
No, runic study.
inside of a proper workshop. and not,
I always evaded them. They are
Among that nature.
like the physical sciences, but very distinctly magical.
We're not nice up
No,
there.
I imagine for as long as I'm on the
We
Kalypsia,
practically used mud tables as
relatively
workbenches, let's just put it that way.
Well, many I think would call it a tedious study,
I can do that.
though I find it
Never
rather
worked in
enjoyable.
conditions like that. I
enchantments.
worked in my
You
father's
spend a
shop
long
my entire
time
life,
trying to
so-
find out something that
nice.
meets your exact
Understandably
needs.
so.
Perhaps that's not unlike alchemy in a way, but
Yeah, it
well,
didn't work half the time.
a lot of the times when you're done, you don't get something that you can sell to pay the rent.
Particularly that you fancy
trees
or
around, and well,
check
you only have
Well,
I wouldn't
bitter
say
snow.
jack of all trades.
I would say my kind of alchemy is very much like your kind of runesmithing then.
General good strengthening enchantments, enchantments that like repair
Rarely have much to sell.
There you go.
or armor pieces. Things
What
such
is
as
it?
that.
What is this?
I'm sure that I'll find some people who are in need of things here, but
Someone didn't have 5 silver, so they gave me
everyone's always in need
vial
of something.
morphine.
General, mostly low-level enchantments.
That they are.
I may
I can
ask
do some
who
protection.
And there are a
that
number
very
here who seem to be
useful
interested in.
Yeah, it's useful, I
Well,
bet.
She had orange hair and didn't have
seems
5
as
silver
though
for
their
a
interest in the
burger, so we
Kalypsia
traded.
might be particularly capitalistic in
I
nature.
think she was just drinking it.
Enchantment magic.
drinking it.
So I have noticed. Which is a shame. You would think that, well, I say this like I have met everyone boarding, but you would assume there'd be no shortage of scholarly minds.
I'm not sure if you're familiar
flying
with
ship.
that chemical binding, but
That's a painkiller.
I'm
How?
inclined.
okay, you're familiar.
I'm inclined to agree myself, though.
I'm not.
Having made the
not
journey
exactly
from
certain.
Rivendell,
Well, you're quite
it's
in the
quite
open
the-
for that, Zimmerman,
Mostly
but
just a
go
working
on,
man.
hop off.
It's a long
Kinda
walk,
just set it out in the open, so it's kind of not sneaky if you say it out in the open.
and I suspect many will prefer the comforts of home rather than traveling to a place where a ship that might simply fall out of the sky and destroy all their research.
Hopefully we get to work together back on the
I've
Kalypsia.
found that a lot of stuffy old people tend to hold that sort of opinion.
I'm gonna go give this to
Oh, don't worry, I can escape my mind.
she's.
The older you get, the more adverse to change you seem to become.
Jackson, please do.
Maybe.
Or perhaps simply change that
risk.
isn't what you think is correct.
Just like the wrong kind of quiet.
Oh, for me, it'll be good to keep my
okay.
mind off the fact that there's no
Just so.
ceiling.
You
I didn't
are a
catch your name.
doctor, right?
Silver Mountain Breaker.
Still,
Pilgrim Mountain Breaker.
I'm glad to know that there are others
Probably stay inside most of the time.
intrigued what this has to offer and the implications of it.
Selling burgers.
As am I. I look forward
Are you
to,
traveling
well,
here for the Kalypsia as well?
It's half full.
I look forward to learning about things. I suppose we're all here for our own reasons, but, well, if we're all here for the Kalypsia, then I suppose we're all investigating the calamity in our own ways.
Black powder.
Hopefully we'll learn things.
I suppose the typical muzzle-loading black powder.
The ones with... Oh, but the ones with wings, those...
Oh.
Those
We'll
are
see.
Yeah,
obviously a blessing of a god of some
Or we'll fall out of the sky.
Or we will all fall out of the sky.
Well, we're not so lucky.
I've thought to invent something that might help with it, but
caliber's that big, but
I'm not sure that it's worth the investment. I think most likely you're going to die anyways.
might as well be.
Very optimistic.
Yeah. You've proven your expertise, so you
I
saw
will
them,
die. Maybe some of the hardier folks will
I
survive, but
suppose you're familiar
I
with
suspect that I will be
the
crushed into so much meat and bone.
Well, many types of kinds of people come in.
You will cease to be biology and become physics.
We have a couple gunsmiths. That's
True.
So it's good to learn.
pretty useful.
Perhaps
up in
it'll be an interesting alchemical result.
when we were still campaigning on the border front against all the raiders and
Well,
we,
if it does happen, let's hope it is not for a while.
guns and whatnot using in
I suppose, if what many believe is
to
true,
be frank,
and the dreams are visions of the future, it can't fall out of the sky until after the world has already burned to ash, so
older than the people using them. to
I
put it-
was
perhaps some small comfort.
I had to come out here.
Yeah, pretty normal. Most
Yeah.
people like guns because it's
That's a good way to think of it.
It's not all bad.
especially if they're well made.
No, I had the same
much
dream.
easier than trained than
Also, many merchants and many soldiers as well.
Also kind of
I
makes
have
you
noticed.
Still, I prefer like spears and stuff.
Yes.
Pretty easy. Just
Interesting that so many would flock to, well,
myself went up in
Collective dream.
Notification.
I
used
honestly
to
would have
have
expected
a,
more
Definitely makes
academics
small
myself.
firearm myself. But
Put in
I
there
lost
as a
it on the way
scholar,
here, so
but
I'll have to
he
figure
is
out
the only
another
other
way
that
of
I'm
saying it.
familiar. The one with the
through
sword.
money, most likely.
Our
and
commission.
I'm not familiar with. Well,
Both
perhaps I
dwarves
could
seem
learn
to
it,
be merchants.
'cause I'm certainly
The
not
one in the
familiar.
hat
I
is
could
clearly a
procure one
mercenary.
theoretically, but certainly
You
not
know
the
the
same
type.
of it.
Yes.
Well,
They're interested
Lots
in
of
finding.
guns.
again, I
Yes,
don't know how they're
I'm afraid
organizing
so.
workshops in Eclipsia, but
He and his companion are
want
from
someone to set
Frost,
up a
well,
workshop
from
for
the
you, or at
north.
least
I guess
help
not
you out
necessarily
when
from
it-
Frostheim
making
specifically.
some, tooling needed to, spiral out the barrel of the gun, or some mechanisms.
But
and
they do
whatnot,
seem
so
interested in finding other
I could help
tradesmen
you
to
on
work
that
with.
little workshop creation project.
Sure.
But when it comes to creating
I mean,
a gun, that's
I got most of the
especially
tools.
There's nothing like work. Bring people into a alignment
tools,
or opposition.
suppose you're
I was going to
Depends
say,
on your method.
somewhere else stored.
I find that work
Yeah, I had
often
a
results in
chiropractor, bro,
conflict.
'cause I'd, just kinda like move
At least
around
difference of
around the edge
opinions.
of the city.
The amount of people who think I'm rather the
honest, I
fool
do
for
not
many of
doubt your
my
ability to move that
positions and areas of inquiry.
Yeah, I had to like pick it up.
They're not even particularly dramatic.
Yeah,
It's just that I'm going about them the wrong way.
I don't doubt it.
May I
You
inquire?
ever need any bullets?
I'm sure that
Or
it's
you
much
ever
the
need
same
any
as your disdain for the Master Alchemist.
Or you ever need any explosives?
Though perhaps from the
Hello
reverse.
there, Ted. Or you want more burgers?
Not disdain, just
Oh, that one filled me up.
I wish he was not shackled.
What, the small one?
Well,
A lot of people tend to
when you're not
approach
used to
rune
eating that
crafting
much,
as a
fighting up north, even
precise
small
and
quantities
formulaic art.
are a lot. I still have to get used to the
And in many ways it is, of
average
course. Perhaps more
diet,
than
I suppose,
many areas of study, but
down south.
Yeah, I'm, gonna
I'm
sell
interested
some ones
in
too, like a loaf of bread.
the deeper realities that we might uncover.
Wow. I
How
see,
might
they can
we
come in all sorts of
find
shapes and
ways
sizes.
to
Yeah,
explore our
use
world
strips of
differently?
beef, but normally you
Might
kinda
we be
like
able to
grind it
travel
up,
more quickly?
Right.
Might we be able to travel to places that aren't here?
and then you can kind of just make it
My
whatever
kind
shape you
are
want.
said to have come from the moon. Are there other places and other peoples to meet and discover?
I've seen the grounded up beef before, but I haven't seen it
Good luck with us falling into the
like
sky.
that
So
in
far, so
between
good, I
two
would say.
slices of bread, to be honest. I've only seen it ever matched
And
up
also,
in a,
they're sometimes just upset if I've proven something that they've
like
believed
that.
very strongly can be done more simply or more neatly.
Most of the grease I use is actually
Yes,
chicken.
always.
They pour it back on top of the burger.
Always.
Keeps that
But
juicy
I'm
flavor.
sure it's no surprise. My order,
Everything that gets the cheese.
Path of Stars. We have much interest in
Suspect such, but it's
the
a nice
beyond,
touch.
astronomy,
They had to find a cow.
the celestial bodies, how they
You,
move, how
add
we
anything
play
else
with
to
them.
Because I mean,
What is
if
our
it's
role?
between two slices of bread, it seems like you can keep stacking between the two.
Some
no?
scholars believe that
sometimes there's
the
some,
movement
like,
of the stars is
fried
important for
onions,
rune
a little bit
crafting.
tomato,
I've not found
a
any
bit
evidence of this
lettuce.
myself, but
Oh.
And you can even get like sausage.
perhaps
and
your
stuff.
order
Important
is...
question.
I love
Do they
that.
often mistake planets as other stars?
I mean, like I said, sauces. Like, who cares whoever
Oh,
measures?
sauces.
I suppose I've rarely checked.
Are you coming with me? Sausages on burger?
I have found a startling amount of people mistaking planets for different colored stars.
I've heard of bacon.
It's not that hard.
Can't say we've had the
They
luxury
move
to
quicker.
have bacon up north, but well, a few times I've had
But
it
if you're
here and
not
there
paying enough
traveling
attention
more
to what
down
lies
south.
above, most
Yeah,
people are busy
so
with the things down on the ground.
I'll have to try it if you ever make a batch like that.
True.
I mean, you can always ask for whatever you
I
want.
one day
At
hope
least
to
I-
As long as I
acquire a
got the
telescope.
supplies, I can make it.
I don't have
Well,
much
yeah,
use
too
for
much,
one,
I
but
gotta
I
add
think it would
silver.
be an interesting possession
Oh,
in its own
of
way.
course. I'm fine with paying whatever.
If you appreciate the heavens, I highly recommend it.
Oh yeah.
And there
Big
is
one
no
compared to him.
such thing
Uses a
as
big math
passion fulfilled incorrectly.
Go on.
Mayhaps.
He's a
If you ever need like bullets or gunpowder,
While I may have a great many of years in my future,
More gunpowder soon enough.
I'd rather not
can
waste which ones I
make
have.
He can make my bullets.
I
Well,
got about
you know-
5 barrels of black powder. So.
Is it
Should
a
be
waste if it
unbecoming
makes you happy?
Zimmerman,
of one of the
I
children.
can make bullets. His living is making bullets. That's the main difference between us.
Oh,
Why do I have to choose between one thing that
I'm not
makes
the
me
best,
happy
to be
and
honest. A
the
couple
idea that
bullets,
something shouldn't?
Sometimes
There
I
are
don't
many
get the
things that
caliber
make me
correct,
happy.
and, well, I've seen him have a blowback a couple times
Yeah.
with his gun. And it's a good thing that your base is made out of wood.
But the world is a complicated place, and I suppose I'm still relatively young.
I gotta be careful with mine.
Wow.
If it blows up, then it's just kind of bad.
I will say this, you are already well along the path.
it's a big gun.
I like to hope so.
It's like a
There's these bullets
It's a hand cannon.
about this big.
hand
And
cannon.
that's the main chain.
How long have you been here? Might I ask?
In the city.
Sometimes a little
Seems
Yes.
like
shot in there.
I arrived only yesterday.
a break open.
So-
Do you break it open?
Okay. I keep getting turned around and winding up back here.
Seal right here if you see the line.
Where is anything?
Well, the rest of the city is generally speaking that direction. There's a small market area if you go through there. And there's some stalls and the like, but if you go across the bridge,
Because it looks
well,
very
there's a
similar
park
to a couple
off to
of,
what will be your
cannons
right
that we
from
used
here,
up north.
and a tavern if you walk the alleys to your
They were
left.
like you broke it open in the back.
They have rooms for rent if you're
Yeah.
looking for somewhere
Yeah.
to stay.
No, the big ones where we used at the siege of Cortal.
No, I'm good. I am. Sorry.
Remember Cortal?
Yeah, the Cartosian guns.
Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah,
This
those
one's
ones.
called the Dragon.
What?
I see why.
Are you certain you're alright?
Sorry, I lost track of what you were saying about halfway through.
Most of the rest of the city that you can't see from here
You-
is that direction.
Metal work.
There's a park and a tavern across the bridge, and a market over that
I
direction.
feel bad.
It's quite alright.
You don't have to repeat it just because I forgot to listen. Oy.
Hi, bird people. You can probably ask one of them.
As
There are a goodly number of people to meet
well,
if you're so
I'm not
inclined.
sure.
Don't know if they'd let me start plucking bird people, huh?
I'm not sure where to begin. I have seen
Yeah,
some of my
whatever,
country
that'd be one.
people,
Maybe.
but
Or you give 'em money.
True.
hmm, why travel all the way out
Giving
here
money
just
for
to
technical body
rub
parts?
elbows with people you already kind of
Can't
know?
say.
That is good.
Perhaps.
That's new.
But just because you've come from the same place doesn't mean you share the same mentalities on things.
Artificial.
I tried
I
to
know.
tell-
It was a joke.
I am wearing
Oh.
all of that.
I'm sometimes not the greatest in
Describe the flavor.
Zimmerman.
nothing.
Technically,
Nothing at all.
It's not body parts.
Good, bad.
It was good, and
Okay.
May told me to try it on red meat.
It's been
Are
like 10 minutes.
you alright?
Fine.
I mean,
I
yes, but
become very aware of
oh,
my
I
thoughts
need more
sometimes.
time to
It's fine.
process my food, you know.
Well, maybe
They're jogging around.
In like
they might have.
you're where you have a tongue sort of way, or
That's actually
the
kind of hard to
metaphysical
do.
sort of existential crisis way?
Yes.
Should give
about to
him
go
a
out for
small
a
feather.
run.
Okay.
Romaldo.
No.
Fair.
Maybe I can try a small amount.
I think.
How about this then?
Hmm.
Who would you recommend
Then
I
I would be
talk to?
demoting myself.
You said that it is normal to
He
eat
just
things
wants
I
to
get you a
have
feather.
better feathers.
I would advise against Haru if you see her.
Away your feathers.
She's about yay tall and
Oh,
has
I
sort of
see your
To
point.
usurp you.
yellowish green, well, general
Oh,
coloration about her.
I see
Um,
what's going on here.
She might have tried to sell someone yesterday.
Revolution.
Don't worry, Gideon, I'll get you a pair.
Other than
I
that,
think you're the better Capitan.
I've found Aina and Nyx rather pleasant. The shade there, and her caster.
Promotion.
Molly is rather
I
nice.
didn't know he was a part of the Ephemeris.
Something was poisoned.
I don't. No, I don't think.
She's a
that,
nary,
Throw him in.
about yay
Which-
tall and wears a brown top.
Yes, poison.
I mean, he
We're
looks
not
alive,
recruiters.
doesn't he?
Short.
You eat the wrong thing, it kill you.
She's a nary, yes.
It did not kill
Oof.
He's too old for the army, anyways.
Other than that, I've spoken to a number of people, but
Oh,
not
we've-
closely enough to
trust
call
me,
them friend or
We've seen a
foe.
couple old lads
So,
like you
I
carry
suppose that I'm
giant
perhaps
spiders.
not
It would be
the best
impressive.
judge of things,
You are lucky.
They were
One day.
twice as older as us, but
One
not even
day you
roughly
had
the
friends
top.
and foes? That would be impressive.
Yeah,
I
well.
did not know what else to
I
eat.
think it's easy
My
enough to
fighting
meet
days
someone
are
and
pretty
call
far
them
behind
friend.
me at this point.
I hope at
Feel
least
like
that
I
I
should
don't
have
make foes
retired
that
by
quickly,
now,
but
Anything that
I
can
suppose
make
that's not
me
entirely up to me, is it?
Couple burgers will make you back in shape.
No,
Must
unfortunately.
There's a bird man named Alden. He'll try to sell you things if you
Maybe
talk with
not
him.
the
Just be aware of
healthiest
that.
option, but
Mm.
maybe
Just
maybe
so.
you have some merit
Yes,
behind that
he
fight.
jumped into my face and I asked him to take a pace back and then he ran away.
I don't know, I've
And
been
yet
eating them for
Reasonable.
years.
It's
man.
very weird.
Oh, they've all
stuff.
acquired habits.
I don't even know what they taste like.
All right, what's the weirdest thing he's eaten?
I've noticed black, very
Probably a
popular.
living tree.
It's very fun. Yeah.
It's a good traveling color.
Living tree. So just like chewing on leaves and bark and stuff.
But it's
The bark
dull.
was very
Where's the
gooey,
whimsy?
but it was definitely a tree.
No offense.
None taken.
We didn't, and funny story, we didn't
I am
know,
comfortable enough in my
we didn't know it
clothes.
was edible until someone
Plus, it's harder to
when
find
we were,
things
we
with
were like
the skin
traveling through
color.
some brush. It was
I
near,
don't look great in orange.
Middle Kashine, somewhere in that region by the forest that's off to the east. When we were
That's a
traveling through some
little
bush on
bit
the
of a
outskirts of the
surprise.
forest, a branch whacked into one of
Perhaps
our,
I've simply never found the right
comrades'
orange.
mouth, quite literally. And as a sudden reaction, he bit down and bit right through the bark and started chewing it. And we come up like, what just happened? What's all this commotion that's happening? And we just see him start chewing on something. We're like, what are you chewing on? And we see that the branch that he just
Can't be
munched
too
on
bright,
was
but if it
gone.
gets
He was like,
too
this
desaturated,
tastes pretty good. You can
that's
eat
just
this."
brown.
And when we looked up at a tree,
Yes, so.
it had
Fair.
a weird face.
Although
I'm not sure if you
maybe
can describe it as
pink.
a face, but it was
Or
looking
magenta.
at us. I don't know. It didn't
Mayhaps.
it was strange, to be frank, and
It gets
they're
dirty.
like, oh,
I get ink on things quite
this
regularly.
tree must be living. You know,
It was
like
actually
obviously plants are living, but it was
Fair.
These must be rather
conscious,
poor
I
to do alchemy
suppose.
in,
kind
if
of tree and
I may be so
Yeah.
bold as to say so.
And we were gonna carry on our way, but
It depends on the work,
as me and Zimmerman were continuing down the path, we heard some
but
commotion
you're not
behind
wrong.
us, and as we turned
Their
around,
purpose is not
for
for
they were
the
already having it
laboratory.
and planning on eating it. It was.
I suppose they're
It was
just
quite the
sleeps, so
commotion, but,
easily enough removed
we
if
were
needed.
hungry and we were low on rations, and I suppose gotta make do.
Easy
eating
to
some
clean,
things.
if you would believe it.
Oh, I know Zimmerman, you loved it because
I'll
that is
take your word
actually
for it.
Zimmerman's main diet. Because
Oh, you do.
we try not
Maybe
to be
if
too
you ever need replacements, if you're looking for something more colorful, maybe I
public
could
about it, not to scare anyone, but Zimmerman does have a
show you.
particular taste
I'll
for Fae.
think about it, certainly.
So I try to keep
I'm
him
not sure that
away
I can
from a
afford to
few
spend
that
over
I've
much of my
seen
coin on such
going
things, but
around already. But
perhaps if
that's,
there's coin enough to be made above the
that's how he's nourished.
well,
Doesn't have to
aboard
eat
the
that
airship,
often,
and
mind you, but that's how he functions.
That's a good question.
keep it on the down low. That
Maybe next time.
How do we make a living?
He doesn't eat
I'm not
Fae
entirely
people. He
certain.
eats the more.
I was told that there might be some sort of entry payment.
Fae, if that makes sense.
I'm not really sure
Oh.
how much that is known, or whether it's simply something that everyone is saying and doesn't actually.
Yeah, that's.
Perhaps
But,
don't
you know,
rely
when
on
you-
my
when you go
speculation
around
alone
saying,
for it,
"Oh,
but
this one eats Fae," well,
well,
Fae aren't only seen as unintelligent Fae, so it can kind of be disturbing to some people. It's almost like, it's almost like us saying that we eat people with two legs that
Awareness
walk
or
around
something you
clothed.
heard?
So it's
thing I heard, they're speaking upon
sometimes you have
eating
to
the
be a little
certain
careful.
races.
True. Necessity, circumstances.
Because you are a technical cannibal, but
Well,
This always
They're not.
happens. The technical cannibal conversation.
technicalities.
are you a local? Are you,
Whatever.
Anytime you find a great number of people of different species together, the conversation always comes up. It is
Maybe
one
that,
of the constants of the universe.
He eats trees.
Oh, thanks for
If that's what the
thanks for the
worry was.
announcement.
Is it a secret? If so, you should hide the joints.
well,
No, I don't think that part's a
That's
secret.
probably rude. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, it's
Oh.
better
Hello, you two.
better than them taking any
Goodbye.
lesser
Hello.
Apologies. Sorry to interrupt. I'm Fergus Bracken. I'm a new merchant to the surface. Coming aboard the Kalypsia with the rest of you. I'm going around actually asking people what they want for the general store.
Is not bothered by the tree jokes.
I aim to keep in stock what people want, and I'm going around just to make sure I can keep it in.
conversation.
Can you get
know,
trinitrotoluene?
like how hard it can be.
Trinitrotoluene. I'll definitely see if I can.
It's really rough.
If do you miss.
Parchment and ink, though I suspect that would be there regardless. Brushes.
Any special link then?
And it got so
Brushes.
bad,
Okay.
so
Not
many
particularly. I
do
can
that,
mix
aye.
anything in particular that I need. But
They lost a lot of their food.
Alright.
Is that a
Very good.
sky anchor?
They were boiling their
It is, aye.
what?
I have never seen one in
I
person.
think we've seen that a few times. But to
Well,
be
it's more or
Is this
less
a-
just a stone attached to a rope to make sure I don't fall into the sky.
Doing that, our leather was way too
Sky
expensive,
anchor.
having to trek through frozen.
It's a rudimentary little tech,
facet
but
of dwarven culture?
it works.
trenches and
Yes.
There's no
It
ceiling.
is believed
There's no
that
ceiling.
when
our
they
uniforms are dark and it's
enter
no
spaces
cleaning
without
after a certain point.
roofing, they will go into the sky.
I can imagine.
They kicked me out. They said you should pursue.
It hasn't happened yet, so it must be working, huh?
Do you just mean like
Or
dirt and filth, or
the laws of gravity are real.
Well, not that our uniforms
that's,
are quite literally given the color.
I suppose you're right.
um,
Strictly speaking, yes, it has never failed you so far.
at the moment with the colors, but
Aye, exactly. Now, may I get you two lovely ladies' names, actually?
in the ground,
Just so I can have a name to the order as well.
trenches, and especially during night.
Myalinthel. A pleasure to meet you.
have to somewhat
Yeah.
blend in
Yanda, pleasure.
to the dirt
Chidi.
more than to the snow.
And Chidi.
Because we've
Alright,
fought quite
now
a
what
few,
brings you two to the
enemies
Kalypsia?
that
Just out of
decided
curiosity.
it was better camouflage to be in the snow than in the dirt, but we were
Besides the obvious.
me and Zimmerman were in a sapper
The obvious, I
regiment.
suppose.
We were
I'm a scholar,
you've been
so
to
I'm
a few
hoping
sieges
to
and we
Yeah,
were
do
fair
research on what's
tasked with
happening and see
either
what might be done about it.
tunneling or building trenches up to the
Yeah, fair enough.
walls of a castle or a fort. And
I would
You was
like
cheating?
to know
Have you
how
seen a giant
the
bird
ship
boy?
flies.
A hole or a trench in
Alden?
the wall.
No.
Yes.
We
Ah,
He's
the
not
rude
been in
one.
the courtyard since I've been here, and
that
I've been
we
here
weren't
quite a
lost
while
in the
now.
trenches, so the trenches most
He
of the
was
time were
over
very
there
dark
briefly.
and muddy and dirty. The same
Ah, he
color
probably
as
flew
our
off already.
uniforms most of the time, and
Ah,
well,
this bird
most
I
of the time we
Unnatural.
weren't
Good luck
seen
in your
crawling
search.
through the trenches that we dug out.
Thank you.
So probably weren't shot at.
Yes, you were saying.
And by the time they did see us,
Small.
we already planted
Small.
any explosives we needed to on the wall,
Surrounded with disaster.
ran away as fast as possible, and watched the
You were
whole
saying
thing.
before why you came here? Or what you hoped to see?
Who knows what else?
And hopefully
The ship. I would like to understand how
hopefully the
it
assault
flies.
afterwards is
Ah,
successful,
well,
because
he's
then
a
we have
dwarven
to
make,
do
so
another
you know
one,
it's good
and another
craft.
one. And even though we're giving double pay,
I'm
to
sure
advance these trenches,
even your worst work lasts for generations of the other races,
worth much
but
if you're
still,
dead.
defying gravity, especially for a people who,
The worst part about
There-
it is if
Well,
you have a second wall
yeah.
behind it.
Are you not
I-
worried that...
Some like
Never mind. That's a rude question.
I'll stay inside most of the time.
I'll believe it when I see
If I can help it.
the
Well,
Castle Deinstoff. There, they had all sorts of
strictly
these
speaking, you'll have nothing
walls, but
anchoring you
they
to
were
any ground.
somewhat in a random pattern, and I'm whoever
I try not to
designed
think
that
about it too
castle,
much.
They were
I apologize for bringing
most
it
It
up.
is
of the
dwarven made.
cognition was,
I'm sure it's
but
fine.
So
it was
it's
still
it's a
annoying
once
for
in a
us
lifetime
getting through all those
opportunity.
walls, because even though the
I'm not going to miss this.
the design
That's
was
true.
very
Plus, I drew the sort of
impractical,
stick
the
a bit.
defenders used it to every bit that they
Company
could.
wanted to outreach to the
Yeah,
surface.
that was not fun during that
Drew
siege.
lots.
We
Actually, I'll be honest, I made sure I drew the short stick.
Wall, in fact, we started tunneling underneath the walls.
Ah,
because it
Well,
was
I
to be
believe
part
you
of
will
it.
find
the first
the
wall,
journey very
building trenches and
educational.
whatnot, and
Oh, don't I
yeah,
believe
tunnel
it.
fighting. That's
There's so much I'm learning about what people want up here. Down below, usually it's
Honestly,
good whiskey or ore.
Might be worth
But here, up here, it's very different.
I don't want to find it. I don't think I want to go now.
Yeah.
And if
I'm
either
learning
you're
that too.
interested, if either you're interested, I do have and will have a good supply of mana ore. If either you have ever need of it.
I'll certainly be sure to seek you out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And there will be a piece of paper around my work area if you ever do think of something else. You will just write down your name, what you want, and I'll be sure to look at it at some
just
point.
get blown up. To be honest, is
Do you happen to know anything in particular about the airship? You speak as though you're familiar as well, well, both with the air.
150 days.
If you're to be running a general store, does that mean you've made an arrangement with the
eating shit, digging through shit,
organizers? I don't know the
shooting
appropriate
at
term.
shit. Yeah.
Connections have been made and arrangements have been made for me. I haven't spoken to them personally, but
Yeah, I don't think you
Oh.
want to be in the
There he
profession.
goes.
A lot of youngins
Ah,
that
leave him
join,
be.
you know, ambitious. They want
An
to
effort was made.
household, or you know, they want to live a life of
That's true.
adventure as a mercenary. They think it's all glamorous and
more or
whatnot
less, say,
until you
connections
go up
have been
to,
made to
you know,
help me
Tmishkasai
set things up.
in the border region,
Understand.
and you realize just
Plus,
Oh,
there's not many in Orzammar who hasn't heard of the Kalypsia.
I stayed
Those
up there
engineers are
I was
very,
going to say,
father was a previous
they
employee
probably
of the
outsourced the
merchant
merchants who
ferry
would be
company, and
occupying the
let's
space
just say a
aboard the
little
ship.
bit of nepotism helped me get to good
It will be
position.
very
It's,
unfortunate for the
very
merchants
well-paying
that
to
do
be a
not have any
sapper,
such
even though it's
arrangements,
very
then I
dangerous
suppose.
work. We're paid like
It's more
would
so
be
who
very
you know
awkward.
instead of what you know.
of typical soldiers.
Connections rule the day
Network.
in business.
I'll take that pay any day
Fair
now.
enough.
Nepo baby, okay. No,
Where are you two from, if you don't
Diplomacy.
mind me asking?
And no, Zimmerman here. He was
Rivendell,
quite good
more or
in the
less.
sapper regiment as well. Since
More or
well,
less, alright.
sometimes
You seem to
this
know a
was,
bit about
quite the deadly
dwarves.
discovery that
From the
our
area,
enemies
or
made, but
No, just
in the tunnels that we
educate.
started boring. It was
Ah,
I
fair
am
enough.
from
a
Hidone.
couple sieges in. They employed this new
A
tactic
few
in the
different from
tunnels that's
your
they
country.
would,
I've been around as well.
stick these
A few of them have asked me to
very
get some
long tubes like
luxuries and teas from there as
I
well. I'll
don't
be
know
sure to
what you
keep that
call
in
that
stock if you
plant
keep it
in
in
the
mind.
east.
Of course.
Bam something. I forget what you
Absolutely.
call that
Well,
plant.
I must go see if I can
Good
find some more of the
matcha.
passages.
Bamboo.
Yes, actually, one of them did ask for
Was it
as well. So
yeah,
Well,
it looked like
if
you know,
you
it had
are
I'm
trying,
not sure what
maybe
plant
a
it was
second
that they got.
order
It
of
wasn't
matcha.
bamboo. It was some kind of
be sure to
plant
keep that in mind.
that grew up there, but they would stick
If it's
them
popular enough,
very,
I'll keep it
very
in stock
long,
almost
like
indefinitely
as
as
tall
much as I can.
trees they grew, and they'd stick them
It's
through the
very
ground,
good.
There he
You
is.
could use it for
drilling them
cake
down and whatnot.
and
After they did
tea
that,
and
they
more.
started
And he's gone.
very deadly chemical mixtures.
He
They
turned
put
into
through the
6 whole
the wooden
birds.
pipes that they put in the ground, and they'd
It's a natural
essentially turn the
flying.
ground into a noxious
Apologies.
hellhole. That
I'm
if
going
you
to seek
breathed
out
it
some
in
more
or
of the
if you
other
had
passengers. Sorry to disturb your
you were
talk.
dead in the tunnel.
Happy searching.
That's when we developed
Yep, these were.
I think
I'm
I
not
may
sure what you call it
go
in
for a walk
Pomona,
for a
but,
while myself.
in
It's been lovely chatting
Shine,
with
we
you,
call them
Chidi.
hashtamutas.
Hopefully we'll talk more.
It's you put it on your face. Then we
I
have
wish you
charcoal.
success and
Metal.
avoidance in what
Kinda
is
like a metal
the
can, and we
phrase.
have charcoal built into it. Then because the charcoal
Putting your
absorbs
foot
the
in your mouth?
noxious chemicals that they try to the fumes that they try
Thank
to
you.
put into the ground to stop us from tunneling. And Zimmerman here was quite useful because, well, he doesn't need to wear that device.
Sounds like a good. No, it's fine. It's fine. Sounds like a fun time, regardless.
Yes, it is keeping things lively. Forgive me, I am Justice Vail, nomadic.
Hello, Moonstone. How's your day going?
As an out of character note, you'll not have seen the thing yet.
Never mind. Ignore that.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, beautiful. How's your day?
Hello.
Hello.
Got me so bad. Is everything alright? You and, Alden
Yes.
were... well, you were rushing around for quite a while looking for one another. I wasn't sure if...
Ah, yes. I just wanted to know where he was.
Fair enough. I'm glad all is well. I've just been meeting people.
I met some new people. Great minds think alike.
Hmm.
Mm.
A few new faces today.
Ah, yes. Mm.
How was your day gone?
Mm. Very nice so far. I met a lovely lady named Sable, who is, I think, addicted to Nightshade, which is unfortunate. I feel bad for her. I met the lovely man over there, Jasper. He's very lovely to talk to. She's pretty. I don't know who that is.
Her name is Natsumi.
Natsumi.
I don't know that much about her.
Hmm.
We only talked for a moment.
It seems like she's leaving. Or maybe? I'm not sure.
Perhaps waiting for someone to arrive.
Mayhaps. What else did I do today? I talked to Walden, as usual. That's normal. He's talking to the lovely May. I looked over at the sea for a while. It's very pretty. Enough about my day. What were you up to?
Well, I was mostly in the courtyard. I spoke with, I spoke with Zimmerman and, what's his name? Ronaldo? I think that doesn't
I haven't
sound
met
right.
those people yet.
Zimmerman is the one.
Daku! But you were there for that.
Yes,
Never
I spoke with
mind.
Daku and purchased some food from, one of the dwarves is selling crispy, warm sandwiches. He called them burgers.
Was that a Yulgrim?
Yulgrim, yes. He seems to be making quite the enterprise out of it.
Yes, he wants to open his own shop.
He said he wanted to set up a kitchen, so perhaps we'll have a proper restaurant aboard.
True.
And then I spent a while talking
I did want to talk to you.
Of course.
About some things.
Is something the matter?
No, nothing is the matter. Just wanted to tell you some things from yesterday.
Certainly.
Let's go somewhere a little bit less bridgy.
Of course.
Oh, the gardens. I love the gardens. Those are nice. We just keep telling me about your day while we're on our way there.
There's a alchemist who arrived today, it seems. Her name is Chidi.
Oh?
I think I like her.
That is good.
She's apparently an ex-monk.
Oh my.
But she doesn't like the alchemist within the city. Thinks that he's, too mechanical about things, so.
Yes. I'm not very fond of him either.
Did something happen?
But... no. Just... The conversation wasn't what I was hoping for from him.
Fair enough.
Yesterday, I said something that were not true to you, or to many people. At first, we were nervous coming into this new town. I am still a guard, and Alden is still a merchant. Though we have known each other almost our whole lives. That is why we are so close. But we were getting a feel for this town. I just wanted to let you know. Though everything else I've said has been truthful. It was just a little made up bit about just meeting him. We didn't know who we could trust.
I'm not sure I see that. Well, I suppose it's up to you to say what you will, but I'm not sure that there's much of an advantage in claiming that you are willing to spend your time with someone you've only just met in order to learn to trust people more, but
fair.
I don't begrudge you the...
It's more of like a fun little lie.
I suspect that a great many people here have many different reasons for being here in their own way, right?
Yes. We are here to sell things. That is true.
And I think that many people have their own secrets in their lives, especially anyone who's lived a long time.
True. Yes. I just did not want that to fester and to get confused at all. The first day, making fun of Alden.
Well?
It was more of a playful sort of thing than really a serious one.
For what it's worth, I don't think that I think of you any differently because of it.
I'm glad.
I've kept plenty of things close to myself in my own case, and probably will continue to do so.
Of
I'm
course.
not the most outgoing of people all the time, but
You do
I
your
enjoy
best.
getting to chat with you, and I still hope that we get to do it more.
Oh, of course. I don't think you're going to be rid of me that easily. I like you. I would love to get to be friends.
I
think that'll be nice. Do you have a plan in order to get your stuff back today?
Well, the mercenaries have offered their assistance, but in candor, I'm a little nervous of accepting it. So, I was thinking I might just go out at some point today or tonight, find a torture, a couple of them
Alone?
somewhere, and I've been alone so far, though I suppose that's how I got into the predicament with the bears.
Yes?
May I ask?
How about you take Alden? He's good to look out overhead because he can fly. And he's also very good at that with that spear of his. And you said you didn't trust him as much. This might be a good opportunity to see what he's like. Get to know him.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
I'm not going to force anything. It is your choice.
She might be trying to entangle
I just wish
me
for
in
you to be
something.
safe.
I'll certainly be cautious.
Mhm.
And I am despite appearance, is not entirely helpless. I am just not, however, a bear.
Rawr. They do tend to be much larger than you.
Yes, rather so.
Big bear. Very ferocious.
If I may, can I ask what your fee would be?
Fee?
Your regard. If you can be parted from
That is a
Alden,
good
that is.
question. Of course. I can always be parted from him. We have spent many nights apart. What do I want? Money is not necessarily something I desire.
I would not eagerly be trapped in a favor, but perhaps there are those who are worse to owe it to. I am wary of the mercenaries after all, and
We got to eat food together. And you can pay.
Certainly. That's amenable to me, certainly. If you're sure.
Oh, of course, food is more my taste. Plus, you will be spending money on it. So it is like you are paying. But just in a lovely time with some food.
Happily. This is, of course.
Is this you asking me to go with you?
I'll think a little more on it today. But, as I said, I'm a little wary of... I'm a little wary of wandering. I trust you more than I trust them.
That is perfectly fine.
And I'd be more comfortable with someone that I sort of know better.
Spend the night. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
That takes a lot of trust.
Maybe. Or a particular level
Maybe.
of foolishness, I don't know. But
I don't
so
think
far,
it was foolishness. No, I'm a little bit biased, because it was me.
I suppose so. But then we're all biased in our own way, right?
True.
We all have all of our experiences and our paths and our beliefs and our hopes and goals, and they drive who we are.
Hopes and goals are an interesting thing. It's great to see what another person's are.
Certainly.
Compared to your own.
Would that mine were perhaps more interesting, but I am what I am.
I think yours are very interesting. I would not be talking to you otherwise, if I did not find you somewhat interesting.
I suppose that's fair. I'm not really used to people talking to me. I guess part of this comes from the work of a scholar. I often am secluded in a corner somewhere working, and
yes.
often go, well...
You did say you were often alone.
Or at least not amongst people who I engaged in more casual conversation with, I suppose. I grew up in a small community and...
Do you enjoy it?
Enjoy what?
The casual conversation.
Yes and no. Part of it makes me want to go jump in the ocean.
Why?
Because it seems... I don't know. I just do. See, the thing is I say things out loud and then I regret having ever said anything of the sort in any way whatsoever.
Well, please do not jump into the ocean.
I don't intend to. I just... This is like the what not with the hands and doing. And, don't mind me.
It is alright. I do not mind. I don't think you can ever mind you.
I think that is an unwise statement to make until you have spent a reasonable enough amount of time in my company to have made such an estimation.
Then I suppose we'll just have to spend a lot more time together.
Well, I suppose if you are to accompany me tonight, and then at least for one more meal, you will have my company.
I'm sorry, I saw someone.
That's quite
walking.
alright. If you owe someone a conversation, you're more than welcome to go.
Oh, no. I was just curious. I do not know her. It is Taku.
I wonder if she'll think differently of me if she knows anything one day. Probably.
You're
That's...
very interesting.
I suppose I'm glad you think so.
But, if you ever need to have a moment, away from and feel like, how do I word this? If you feel like you want to jump into the ocean, let me know. And I'll just walk away for a bit, let you cool off.
It's...
Because I don't want you to feel like you want to.
It's not been particularly an issue with you. I don't know why.
Well,
Some
that is
people
good.
it's better or worse.
And please do not act on the feeling.
I don't intend to. I don't have a change of clothes, you see.
Yes.
It would be rather miserable until I was dry. Or I'd have to strip down and dry all my clothes off and hide in a bush for a while. And
We
that
might
doesn't
be able
really
to.
seem like a great idea either.
You're around my side? Maybe. You might be able to wear my clothes for a bit. If this ever does happen. Just in case. But
Well, I suppose, fortunately, if we are to be going on a ship that is in the sky, I can't jump off of or out of anything because I will die.
yes, that would be very bad. You're not a bird. You can't fly. Unless you can? I don't know. Then,
No, but I have considered trying to make some sort of option for if the airship were to fall out of the sky. I suspect that it won't do a great deal of good for me, but perhaps some of the hardier folks. I suspect that, well, as Chidi put it, I will cease to be a person and start to be physics. But you and Alden should be
that
okay,
is a sentence.
I suppose.
If I fall from a great height, I don't think I'll be too okay. I'm used to falling out of trees, though.
No, but, well, if you and he are friends and all, I suspect that he would give you his help.
Ah, yes.
And he
He would
has
probably
wings.
swoop down to save me.
I wonder if
Yes.
one could construct wings. I've never seen it done. But perhaps that just means nobody has been foolish enough to try.
I'm pretty sure there are plenty of foolish people who would try that.
Maybe they all died.
Maybe.
I think maybe
Maybe
I
they
will
flew into a
remain
window.
largely grounded. I'm not sure that I would do very well.
Yes.
I'm not exactly coordinated.
Mhm.
You know.
The most I will ever do is climb a tree. Or hop on Alden's back for a little short ride.
But he at least is an experienced flyer, one would imagine. I would hope.
Yes, he is. He's very good at it.
Hmm.
Though I did have to teach him how, which was very funny. It's a little bit of help from some others.
Are you older than him? That's a rude question. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
No, it is alright. I am not much older than him. Though. Race. Lifespan wise, I suppose he's older than me.
Well, but like that's not fair because you don't have a lifespan like sort of.
No, I don't really have a clock.
Right, exactly. This is the thing. So you like always technically in the progression of things, I don't know how old you are, but you know, he's always going to be older than you. And I'm probably always going to be younger than him. Is that how that works? Yes. Probably. I'm having trouble doing this math. But that's okay.
That sounds about right.
Yes.
He lives shorter than both of us.
Right.
So he will always be older than us.
Yes.
Because he'll die sooner.
Yes.
Yes, and then you will die sooner than me.
Yes.
Unless I die by something else. Which is typically how it goes for Neri.
As opposed to never dying? Yes. Strictly speaking, most people do die.
Yes. Everything dies eventually.
Even the world, maybe.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
I am looking for a enchanter. A runesmith.
You've
Dusk
found one?
elf about yay high.
I'm the only Dusk Elf
would
that
that
I'm
be
aware
yourself?
of. Yes.
Perfect. But if you don't mind me butting into your conversation, of course.
No, it is quite alright.
Please.
Come join us.
Perfect. Yes, I was actually very curious. My name is Gideon. Pleasure.
Myalinthel. A pleasure to meet you.
Myalinthel?
Myalinthel, yes. Mia, if you can't pronounce it, that's
Myalinthel,
fine.
okay. Mia, okay. I will try. It's nice to meet you. How long have you been doing enchanting?
Well, I suppose I don't remember exactly when I started. It's not been my only focus, but a couple of decades.
For decades, alright. Are you also going to be boarding the Kalypsia?
I am, yes. At least I hoped so.
Excellent.
I've heard that there's an entrance fee and, well, I suppose we'll see about that, but yes, I intend to be, yes.
Well, I'm sure a rune crafter could, shouldn't be too hard to get in. It's not like we're over here making simple silvers here and there. But, speaking of which, what kind of rune work do you specialize in?
Well, I am technically an enchanter. I'm more of a scholar most of the time. I've put in work on Tempest runes, though I have done cross-disciplinary study as well. So my actual enchanting is less direct. I've made a number of items for myself, mostly curiosities or the like, and the average thing. I'm sorry, I've forgotten the question.
I was asking just about specialties, but you had me curious. You've been working on Tempest runes.
With great difficulty, of course, but yes.
Is there perhaps any specific ones you've been working on?
I have an interest in investigating the areas of mind, especially. And, well, I sort of offhandedly mentioned yesterday that theoretically I would like to explore whether or not we can do things like link one's person and being.
Interesting. I also have a lot of interest in the mind rune. I believe the sea rune. Although I honestly have had little luck finding much information about it. I'd be more than happy to perhaps work with you to help research such things. Although I understand I am nearing the end of my life as
That is quite all right. I'm not familiar with any other practitioners of our discipline that will be aboard the Kalypsia, at least not so far. So I suppose, given that, well, there are many things to be investigated, that collaboration is always productive.
Of course. You wouldn't happen to have any knowledge of different elemental runes, or perhaps any area runes? Target runes specifically.
What runes?
Target runes.
I'm not
For
familiar.
example, there's the self rune, there's the wielder rune, there is a area runes.
As generally speaking, self and target. Target, I suppose, would be the... I have a wand that I use as a weapon of sorts.
Gotcha. Okay. Just as a general, like, focuser, or?
Yes, as a focus specifically. I can do a small measure of soul magic on my own, but I find that creating foci to make more easily the... It's easier to have something that does the work of forming the spells and stuff for you, rather than actually needing to constantly make management of it, especially if you are not martially inclined.
I think I understand, yes.
I suppose you have a sword, so perhaps you disagree, but...
I'm alright with it, but it's been a long time since I've really had to use one.
It's fair enough.
Probably good 40 years, 40, 45 years, yeah. Since I've had to swing it with any kind of seriousness.
Well,
honestly, it's mostly a walking or floating, rather. What's the term? Advertisement.
I suppose that's fair enough. May I ask what your area of expertise is? Or specialty, or whatever you wish to describe it as?
I know some basic protection enchantments. I do a lot of work when it comes to self-repairing tools and items, strengthening enchantments, And then I also have a little bit of work for what's it called? Strengthening the body.
Reinforcement, yeah.
It's minor, but yes, it's minor, but mostly dabbling in a lot of smaller kinds of enchantments. Nothing really big yet.
I find that in many ways the smaller
Honestly, the
things
sword's
are
probably the.
One can spend a great deal of time doing something large and flashy, but I find that one can make much more of an impact focusing on the smaller, more not quite mundane things. For example, Hjolgrim has apparently spoken that he wants a heat stone for cooking.
Yes. I am looking to research a fire room, so I can make him a ever-burning stove.
I have some. At present, I'm dispossessed of most of my notes, but I have some things I think that I brought with me that might be of some use that I'll definitely be bringing aboard, and we can perhaps talk more about and figure something out for him.
I'd love that. It's been a long time since I've been able to collaborate with somebody.
It would be a pleasure.
Pleasure would be all mine.
I like your hat.
Oh, thank you.
You weren't wearing it yesterday.
No, I actually just bought it. I was having a fun little laugh with the two mercenaries. Especially the one made of wood. He was joking about me going and getting a hat so I could join his mercenary band. I went and bought the little hat. I think I like it.
Oh, I see. It looks very nice. You pull it off
Very
really well.
dapper.
It's rather fitting.
Makes me look important.
Very.
Apologies if this is an impolite question. Your glasses, are they unique somehow? They have a particular sheen to them.
Yes. These are actually not only do they help my vision, they're actually enchanted as a shielding item. I could take a sword hit or a blast of a gun and be fine, but only once. It generally recharges throughout the day, but it's useful.
Does it manage passive kinetic energy?
Yes. It's more like sudden influx of high
but
energy.
The charging, I mean.
Whether it is. Oh, yes.
Fascinating. I'd love to learn more about these things. I'd love to make a defensive item of some sort myself, but I've not had a lot of the right sorts of, notes in general, I suppose. I've been working on something, but it's still early in the design phase, so to speak.
No, I know how that is. Like you said earlier, it's always a lot of little things. I mean, I personally have a really big thing in mind. Go out with a bang, I guess. Something big and flashy. But still require a lot of working materials to get that done. But maybe someday.
Well,
I'm around long
perhaps
enough to do it.
If the Kalypsia is regularly traveling, it should make acquiring some sorts of rare materials easier in some sense, at least. More difficult in others, perhaps, but...
Honestly, I'm mostly looking forward to perhaps getting working on the Kalypsia. Not as a general enchanter for the public, but working on the ship itself.
Is it runically powered?
Doing rune work, and I can only assume so. I have no idea how they could get something that size flying otherwise. The amounts of rare materials the dwarves must have used to get that thing enchanted.
Mm.
I am imagining adamantine cores or even mithril. I don't know, and I really must know.
Yes. I had somewhat hoped, but thought it perhaps... I can't even fathom beginning to design something like that, and let alone them putting it together in only a couple of years. Well, if it is truly runically powered, it would be a remarkable opportunity to study it.
That's what I'm hoping.
Would be incredibly fortunate.
I hope you're able to.
Me too.
Both of you. It sounds like you're both very passionate about this.
I like to think so, I
Definitely
suppose.
is. One of the only things I got to know. Very much a bit of a hyper focus in my life.
Yes.
But yes, I won't intrude on your conversations any longer. Hope
It
you
was a
two have
pleasure
a
meeting you.
wonderful day.
Thank you.
You as well. Have a good one.
You as well.
I think that I'm going to go find a bench to sit on somewhere for a little while. You're more than welcome to join me, of course, but otherwise, I suppose that I'll see you around.
Yes, I'll see you around. I suppose I should go and make myself known and talk to some more people. Instead of hanging around you all day, though, that would be lovely as well.
I don't...
Why? It makes no sense. None of this makes sense.
Because it doesn't make sense, it's bothering you.
Because the dwarves think they fall into the sky.
Yes.
You don't see a problem with this logic.
Mia stands so stiffly.
If they hold
I am so sore right now.
responsible,
Ugh.
that means we're all wrong about how the sky works.
We're 2 hours in, and I suspect that I'll leave probably slightly after the 3-hour mark to explain Mia being able to leave and come back.
What they're doing.
Outdoors seems to know what they're doing sometimes.
I really miss the lava falls, though.
That is the most
Magma falls.
contradictory
All right.
sentence I've heard all today. A lot of dwarves sometimes know what they are doing.
I'm gonna stand or sit for a little while, and if anyone comes by, I'll chat with them. Otherwise, I'll get up and wander and find more conversation companions. I've immediately fallen into the trap that I have in some other roleplays where I end up spending the vast majority of my time with a small handful of characters, but I've had a lot of good conversations. And I have a fucking date. God damn it.
Because of all of the boat.
Are you worried you're gonna die?
I am most certainly worried I'm going to die. I'm like pretty convinced a boat's gonna fall out of the sky.
Molly. I like how I correct her about the moonstone comment, and she...
It seems like a really
fucking... I should have expected it. I really should have. But, like, I was so caught off guard. She clapped back with that so fast.
Dying is not one of them.
I guess so.
Is it on your docket? Have some tea and cakes and then maybe explode? Fall out of the sky?
No. But we're all here, aren't we? We want to see.
That we do. Just concerning.
I guess so.
Like, Raven knows what she's doing. Mia's in a lot of trouble.
I swear if it's upside down.
I do wonder.
What do you swear?
I am going to lose my fucking mind if it's upside
It would be
down.
spectacular if it's powered by rune crafting.
Why? How are you gonna lose your mind?
Maybe Gideon will be useful
I'll
after
find
all.
out when it happens.
Maybe I can use him to figure out the ritual.
It's kind of the whole point of losing your mind. It's unpredictable. You know, it's like death.
But
You
how am I
don't
to
say,
communicate it the other half of it? Maybe I'm right, and I won't need the
call
other
it
person to
mania,
be casting as
I
well.
suppose.
Maybe at least we can do the one-way
A state in
communication,
which,
and
you're untethered
perhaps
from your
then I can describe with enough
normal
detail that
morals and ambitions and sort of compelled by a untethered
Well.
drive.
it would be wonderful to be back in contact with home.
I don't believe I've ever had it like that. Have you had it like that many times?
A few.
What happens?
Oh, how I wish there was anyone here who might understand. I'd hoped there might be more.
Not worth discussing. Not on our first conversation, at least.
Okay.
But alas, I don't think so.
I'm sorry if I...
Not unless any are particularly well disguised, I guess.
What makes me
Oh
uncomfortable is
well.
the upside down sky.
I have my mission. I need to figure out what's going to happen. I need to figure out the calamity. I need to see what can be done about it.
So long as it's right side up, everything should be fine. Until
I
we
have the
fall out of
skills, I have the training, I can
And
figure it
then-
out.
all bets are off, you know?
Do you have bets with people?
Not presently.
I am wary of a lot of these people, though. Molly seems nice,
Is
but
that something you do regularly?
she wants me to drink. Goodbye.
Well, I imagine I eat, sleep, and drink.
She even
Probably
wants
as
me to
much as
trust
the
Alden.
next person. Pretty regularly.
So you're betting your drinks. And you're eating.
What?
But I can trust her at least to a point, right? I mean,
No.
I slept much more heavily than I expected last night.
Why would I bet the thing I do?
Otherwise, I would have left at dawn. I must be more tired than I had realized.
Bets.
It's more like a phrase.
Well, you've only been on the road for a couple
Well,
of months,
that
Mia.
guy's
It's not
gonna
all that
fall off a
surprising, is it?
bridge, Sort of thing. You know?
Yes. I know what bets are. You get points.
But maybe if I can't explain
Yeah, but,
everything to
sometimes
her,
you
I
don't
can
really
still
get anything out of it. You just
have
say
her
it.
on my
Like,
side.
I bet
That would be nice, I think.
you could replace it by saying what can you
I do
replace
like
it
her.
with? Oh fuck. It's a saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry if I offended you.
I'm not offended.
Okay.
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 I really do wonder.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we really learn what the source of the calamity is here? Are we going to make any progress at all?
Should we make a bet?
About the boat being upside down?
Years now it's been foretold, but
Yes.
still no closer to
No, I don't even really want to
No,
manifest
goodbye
that.
this time. Alden is talking to a lady over there. He has been for a while. So, I'm leaving him to
How
it.
about
Don't
this?
want to
This is a
interrupt.
question I have not asked many. Are you here alone?
I did buy him food though.
Yes.
What did you get?
I wager most are.
Shulgrim's burgers were on
I'm
sale.
coming over too.
So I bought him one.
Yes, I am.
This is your first time being outside.
Have you eaten yet?
No.
I purchased one of the burgers this
I've
morning.
spent several years
I
out
wasn't
this
sure
way.
what else I'd be able to
I
find for
see.
the day, and 5 silver was a low enough amount to spend.
Hi, Taku.
Mia,
Hi, Daku. Yes.
have you met with Gideon yet?
Yes, he was able to find
mentioned
me.
looking for you. Ah, of course. All right, just
Thank
wanted
you.
to make sure.
It is
Can't be
appreciated.
an old man running around and throwing out a leg or something. Hip, whatever it is. Either way, take care.
Yes.
You as well.
I am.
Thank you, Taku.
I am not just confined to the physical arts, though. I am a
What?
student of philosophy and astronomy.
Oh, you just... Nothing.
Am
Nothing.
I not allowed to look at you? I'm sorry.
Um,
I look at the
You're
sky
fine.
instead.
You're okay.
It's a very pretty day.
I don't mean to tell you how you can or can't look at things. I'm sorry.
It is alright. It was merely having fun.
Good for her. I'll tell you later.
Must there be fish everywhere I go?
Am I missing something?
What? Oh.
I'll tell you.
It seems all they have in this town is fish.
Is that a problem?
It's everywhere. No. Just funny.
Is there a humor
I
to
haven't
fish?
had the taste of fish in my mouth this much before. Normally it's only occasionally.
When you could have said anyway.
Have you eaten fish?
But someone's having a field day with fish.
Ah, your partner.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Is it because I'm from Hedonite?
He keeps stealing fish from stalls.
But also you
So I have to
go
keep
away
paying
from
the
all
stalls
rest of the
that he
chaos.
steals from.
I didn't want alone, but I also didn't want to deal
That
with
bird.
all of that.
I swear. I'm surrounded by them.
You don't like all of that?
No. I like quite a bit of it, but it gets chaotic.
You're fond of the ones you have, though.
You don't like chaotic?
Yes.
No.
Very.
It got stupid.
If
I
it
think
wasn't, then it'd be a very different story as to why I'm
You
here.
don't like stupid?
I can take it in short bursts.
This bench is evil.
We can find another place to sit if you'd like.
I've already sat
Well,
down.
clearly.
I don't know.
I'm just going to sit on
I'm
this railing.
usually pretty good about learning things and being okay with being wrong. But there's just something about the dwarves that always drive me up the
Can
wall.
I ask for your opinion on something?
Of course.
They tie rocks.
What do you make of Gideon?
Do you think they're stupid?
They're onto something, but it doesn't make sense with the rest of what I know.
What do you
He seems passionate
A lot.
about his work.
What is a lot?
More than less,
Seems knowledgeable.
but less than more.
Then what do you know about dwarves?
They're master craftsmen and metallurgists. They are experts at
I'm definitely going to go to him to get
excavation.
something later.
Accidentally very good
talking
at
about those two with
archaeology.
the matching hats and coats?
Hello again.
No, talking about the dwarves.
No?
Hello again.
Oh, okay.
So sadly, I couldn't
I
find.
thought
He's
those
interesting.
matching
Library.
hats and coats, they do tinkering of some kind.
That
but,
is
don't know
quite
specifics.
a
I thought maybe that's what you were talking about.
For some reason, they have
I would
free
classify
alchemy
them
shop.
as
Two of them
artificers.
are closed though.
Oh, okay.
It must be a profitable business
Thank you.
around these parts, I suppose.
But again,
Thank you for your
uh,
thoughts.
yes.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
Clara. It's good to meet you.
Of course.
Yes.
You muddy nuts to me, but you can call me
Well,
Nazi.
perhaps you might find more luck
No,
in terms of libraries
okay.
and bookshops.
I do look forward to
What's your name?
having the opportunity to working with him, but
Probably.
Chidi.
I hope, at least.
well,
Well, nice meeting both of you.
I would like to hope that a place that travels so freely around
Yeah, for Kalypsia too.
is a good source to amass.
No,
wealth
I'm
of
from here.
knowledge.
I find sometimes that
I am considering maybe getting
those with
I
more
don't know.
experience tend to treat as children
If it's
those
upside
without
down, I
as
advise
much,
not
or at
solving
least
yourself.
if they perceive it.
At least since we are doing frequent stop to
What?
cities.
I've certainly not spent as long as him
Upside
studying.
down.
He's
I advise you
probably
not
several
get it
decades
on the
my
phone.
senior, but,
What do you mean by upside down, though?
well, perhaps not several.
It might be upside down.
He seemed
For all we
human,
know, it's
but-
upside. I'm not.
I appreciate you bringing it to my
He seemed willing to teach.
No problem. You did
The
ask me
dwarves
to
believe that,
search for
that
it.
you will fall into the sky
Yeah.
without a ceiling.
At least.
And then they created a boat
it is
to
good to
fly
know
in the
that
sky.
There are those here that are.
You didn't seem the type to
What is
treat
it?
others as children.
But the other one doesn't seem concerned with falling into the sky, so.
It would be wise
I
not
don't
to.
think it's all of them. Just some.
Which one did not seem concerned?
Okay, I'm gonna continue.
And the
to
cook with the
wander
long
around.
beard and the hair. You can't
I
see his
suppose
eyes
that
or
I'm-
mouth.
Enjoy your
He has lead in his boots.
Well,
Thank you. You too.
Oh. I wasn't aware of that.
I do worry sometimes that I am rather naive.
Well, maybe they do all.
This is the source of my concern. Again,
That is
I
fair.
respect the dwarven. They're masters.
If you have been alone for as long
Engineering,
as you say,
stonework,
then there is going to
architecture,
be some
archaeology,
naiveties in there.
metallurgy. They
Some
are
things you have
masters of
not learned
refinement.
by being with people.
How do they make flying boats?
Well, I suppose it's gotta be
I've
magic of
had
some kind, but
people
I don't
around
know
me
much
growing
about
up,
that
of
either.
course, but
That's the other thing. Dwarves are
once
inherently
I've started
non-magical.
working on my studies, I spent
It's
less
actually
and
the
less
source
time
of the
with
belief
them,
that they
and
will fall into the
especially when
sky.
I was sent away to study in the
Well, I
cities.
suppose they had to work with someone else somehow, right?
It was nice
Maybe.
being able
That
to.
would make sense if there was
I
another
don't see how
party
else they could have
involved.
made a flying ship.
Yes, I was gonna suggest that. Yes. Might be a.
It's not like
Careful,
they
Mia.
could really be upside down, sailing on the
I'm
sea.
from a rather small community. We didn't
that's
have a
what
lot
I'm
in the
saying.
way
If
of
he's upside down, don't get
scholars
on.
or libraries or
I see.
researchers in the same way
get
that the
what you
cities have.
mean.
Mhm.
I had a teacher, but
Did
well,
you get the dream?
I was certainly not
Do me
her
what
only
dream?
responsibility,
If you're from here.
and
Mm.
I suppose it was nice in
I
some
mean, I
ways
drink
to
time, but what do you say that like there's a certain
get to
dream?
go out and focus on things and
I'm
feel
surprised
useful,
about
I
that.
guess. Feel like I had a purpose, you know?
Is this something to do with all you folks showing up here?
And feeling like you have a purpose is
Well, the folks really only started showing
an
up
amazing
just the last
feeling.
couple days. I haven't gotten to know too many too well yet.
So I'm looking
But
forward
no
to the
one told me
Kalypsia.
anything about a dream.
A lot of people have had dreams. Bad ones.
It's my purpose, I think.
Oh.
Seems to be connected. That's why we're all here.
Maybe not the only one I'll ever have, but
Certainly not.
Never heard of. Would be
I'm sure with
whole bunch of
throughout your life you'll have many purposes to sort through.
There've been a few recorded cases,
They will come and go,
but usually easily debunked.
but each one is just as important as the last.
Debunked. Usually proven.
I think this is
fake.
the first important thing I've ever really done.
Or a misunderstanding, or just coincidence,
Mhm.
which
But you don't think that's what this
I've
is?
studied on things in the past and learned and the
Well,
like, but, well, it's not.
I think this is different from that.
There's a difference between having an interest and having a mission.
Oh.
Yes.
You think it might be magic of some kind?
Possibly. But that makes it interesting that dwarves would
I don't know.
affect it.
Oh, I suppose, yeah, if dwarfs would have given
They
it
can
too.
make interests
Unless,
into
of course,
missions.
this is all somehow incredibly clever dwarven advertising.
Depends on what you do with them.
Why would they
I suppose most
advertise
people
them?
choose their
A lot of
missions,
people
you know?
They are good at what they do.
But
I mean,
I didn't find mine until
I
it
don't
hit me
know.
in the head.
oh,
Then it
I'm just throwing things out there, all right? It's just an idea.
became what I wanted to do.
Okay.
From then on, I knew that that
They
was
still need to,
mine.
if it was somehow, then advertising, putting it in your dreams, it'd still need music, magic, and they'd still need someone else to do that.
It would
wouldn't they?
also need music. You're
I
absolutely
had some
right. It would need
jobs
music.
and a few minor
Well, I
interests
was a
before
musician,
then,
so how would he use music?
but never one that
Music.
spoke to me. It drove
Think
me.
about times where something was happening and there was music, and think about
And then I
times
found it.
where things were happening and there wasn't music. Which one do you remember better?
And now I'm here because of it. Being
The
driven
ones with music.
further than I ever thought I would be.
Exactly. The music makes it stand out.
I just hope
mean,
I'm
it
good
is real
enough.
pretty. So I guess that makes sense.
I'm sure you will be.
Kind of lost track of what we were talking about.
I have a feeling that if you put your mind to something, it will get
The
done,
dwarves in that potentially upside down ship.
and you'll be able to do it some way. Somehow. I don't feel like you're the type to give up so easily.
Certainly not.
I hope so.
I've got a mission after all.
You might lose your head.
Then you'll do amazing.
We're all going to lose more than their head. Everyone's going...
You already have many things lined up for you. For when you do get on the Kalypsia.
Yes.
Oh.
You have
Get on the
Gideon
boat.
Well,
and
right. Well, have you gone and seen him?
connections to some merchants.
Not yet.
I'm
no.
sure these can be
Connections to
proven. You
myself.
just gotta go out to wherever they got it parked and see it.
Myself and Alden.
I
For
did
a
get
bit
the
of a
rest
package
of
deal.
it. I plan on going to see it. But I swear if it's
And other
fucking
people that you have
upside
talked
down,
to.
I'm going to lose my mind.
You're getting connections.
That's understandable.
And through connections, you get things done more easily.
Well, try to find it afterwards then if you do.
It usually doesn't go far.
That's good.
Wait, I think it's a metaphor. I'm for sure
A
it's
what?
a metaphor.
What is?
They're not actually gonna lose their mind. Or are you?
Like, am I going to go like actually crazy, or is my mind going to fall out of my? What are you asking?
It seemed like they thought that your mind was gonna fall out of your head.
No.
No. Its phrase means going crazy, losing your mind.
Did you think my
Just like losing
mind
your
was
mind.
going to fall out?
I'm not certain what you mean by it, so.
All right. Enough sitting, enough lazing around.
The only way you learn as far
I'm
as
going to
open, wouldn't it?
try to talk to people.
Well, even then, it would still be connected to your
And
spine.
Yes,
You would
talking.
have to sever that as well.
That is always fun.
in a while,
Done
I'll
that before?
probably
I have never been much
probably
with surgery.
go and make preparations to go out into the woods. If you're still willing,
Do I need to?
I can make sure to have enough for what we would both need. But
I guess. I never really
if you're
studied
still
that.
willing, yes.
Of course.
Never
Now
really
you know.
studied much other than what
Excited.
I need to know.
Don't trip.
appreciate it.
The two of us.
Such is the way of the world.
Of course.
It's a shame, though.
I bow to you.
A light of bright minds get the benefit from not having to worry about.
I'm not very good at bowing. Sorry.
It's all right.
Making
It's not a
ends meet.
formal thing. I don't know.
If they could just focus on
Oh,
their
it is
craft
alright.
and their skill, they would be
I'll make
masters.
some preparations of my own.
There's no rush.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
I said, I'm
I should
gonna
let Holden know.
Like poor
certainly.
the superpower's farmer. Now he's a good
And
woodworker.
thank you, Molly.
Anytime.
Well, that goes to
That is
show
what
you
friends are
to
for.
learn new skills too, like maybe surgery.
That doesn't really sound very interesting, though.
All
for
right.
me.
I will see you
Right.
later then.
Shoo.
Yes.
Go be social.
Then you
Have
could
fun.
stay to the woodworking.
Haven't you wanted to do anything else than woodworking?
She is really running.
Quite deeply ingrained. At this point.
Quite so.
All right. One deal made. No other agendas for the day. I've spoken to all these people, but all the new people that I've not spoken with, I think we're in conversations already. And I don't want to intrude over much on people.
Too hard.
Though I'll make one more circuit just to see.
I suppose I didn't think of that. That was my mistake. Quite risky.
Oh. Well,
Was the mistake worth it? Is the question.
know what you mean, though. But yeah, I don't know what I'd do if I were to go off somewhere. I'm not as good at picking up random odd jobs as you adventurers are.
Just push past them. I'm sure they won't mind. Do you need a little help? I can carry you.
Maybe.
What? No.
You know that?
Did you not wish to see the books then? Are you not hurting it for that badly?
I'm gonna go see the boss, but just it's time. Like it's not like we're gonna fly away.
I could announce yourself as grandiose as a king, so that they may part the ways.
There's only one way to find out, and that's to try.
But
You should
I'm
not
not
turn
lo-
down the bard's assistance so lightly.
That's why I'm considering maybe getting on the Kalypsia flying ship with you all.
Assuming
do as you wish. I don't.
Come this way. I shall help in this endeavor.
But I haven't made up my mind yet.
Would you like to know a secret?
Make way, our Lord.
Okay. Most adventuring parties still need mundane skills, especially if they're like mercenaries or make frequent stops outside of settlements.
Perhaps I'll leave them be.
Leather workers,
I don't know that I
tailors, these
need
are
to be a
all
part
still
of
very
whatever that is.
practical and usable skills. In fact, having people dedicated to just maintaining camp and things like weapon hafts or tent poles, hewing firewood, that's it. Things like this would still be very valuable. Even if you don't go on the Kalypsia, I wager you could find work.
You okay?
Okay.
Yes,
I'm just letting you know. I'm going to be heading off early.
Of course.
So
I'll find you, and
I'll
then we can
be
set
waiting
up.
for you. See you.
Have a good day.
Apologies. I simply wasn't sure if this was a private conversation, and that I should leave, or if it was welcome to.
No.
Not at all. I sat down and started rambling at Natsumi here, so definitely not private.
And I heard him say something and asked about it and joined the conversation that way.
Fair enough.
Do you want to sit? Because I've been standing quite a lot.
I've actually been sitting for quite some time, so I'm all right. But
I'll see.
Thank you.
I'm sure we got room at least for 3 of us.
These two I've met, but
You should jump.
You need assistance.
No, I'm good.
These two I've met, but I've not had the pleasure. My name is Myalinthel.
I'm Clara.
Sorry? Clara?
What was it? You go first.
My name is Myalinthel.
Myalinthel. And I'm Clara.
Clara. Nice to meet you.
Clara Mirren. I don't usually say my last name much, but that is what it is.
You are...
Are you
What?
sure you don't want to sit?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm sure we can make room.
You can sit.
I'm all right. I've truly been sitting for a while. Sorry, I seem to have entered the conversation and disrupted it. My apologies.
No, you're all right.
You're fine. Topics have been jumping quite a bit.
That's true.
Miss Chidi might be losing her mind in the near future.
Only if the ship's upside down.
I don't.
Dwarves believe you fall into the sky, right?
Yes, I suppose.
And they somehow built a flying boat. So if they assume you go up, what direction would the boat be facing?
Well, presumably they don't think that all of the races are equally likely to fall from the Earth.
I did not account for that.
That's true. We didn't think of that, no.
None of us are carrying rocks, and we get out all right.
I may have a few.
Hopefully they
might
built
have a
it
few in my
for
pocket.
non-dwarves then. I just have my tools.
So,
okay, that's
I think
fair.
it stands to reason that the airship would not be upside down. Also, were it to be upside down, I suspect that any number of people might have raised objection to this.
Well, guess we'll see. Well,
If it is
I will see. I'm sure others have seen already.
Certainly. Though, if it is upside down, I suppose that we are... Well, perhaps it will be a rather short voyage for those of us that are not dwarves. I suspect it would rather be a short...
inclined.
I mean, the dwarves are also going to have a not spectacular time because it's not actually... They don't actually float, do they? Is this a real phenomenon? I have assumed not, but...
I have never seen a dwarf float. Or
I don't know.
outside of dwarven records,
But they do
I have
usually
never
have
seen.
weights on them in some way.
I've not met a terribly large number of dwarves, but none that I've met have... I think were it to be the case that, well, if lots of them flew away on the regular were they disconnected from their rope, first of all, it would be an exceptional strategy for mugging people, and second of all, I believe it would be significantly more common of knowledge.
I suppose that's true.
We might have also seen a lot of dwarves in the sky when we were traveling, but I haven't seen any.
So,
maybe that's the horrifying truth you'll find if you ever get a telescope. All stars are just dwarves that have gotten very far away.
Well, I certainly hope not.
Wouldn't they have
It'd be
died?
really
That was a
unfortunate.
joke. I think I'm finding I need to specify that was a joke.
Understood.
Oh, you two are sweet.
Which two?
Did you get it too, or did you ask? All three
The
of you are
dwarf
very
flying
sweet.
thing? Oh.
All right.
But yes, you're right. You're right. Even if they do float, which we know they don't, they would probably have quarters
We think
for
they don't.
the non-floating people.
They might float in water.
Not if they are
Well,
tethered
most
to a
folks
rock.
do.
Or lead boots.
True.
Certainly not with lead
That is
boots.
Master mountain breakers wearing lead boots, apparently, which is a very bold move on a coastal town.
Or, I suspect, on an airship.
I didn't even realize he was till you said so. You
Still,
think you'd hear
I
it in the
marvel.
steps, but you don't.
No, yeah, that's true. Probably very strong calves.
The The distance
I
with
suppose
which
he's probably
his
used
feet
to it by
travel
now.
per stride would minimize the amount of sound. Were he larger, it would be more audible. Imagine were you to take only
Or
very
going
small
fast.
steps off the ground. Your feet don't make that much of an impact. Compared to, for example, a
Well,
sprint.
He's about the same height as me. I don't think his legs are too much shorter.
I will take your word
Perhaps
on it,
it's a
given
question of
the
gait.
size
I
of
don't
those
know.
heels.
I hear the boots.
As you can
clacking.
see, I don't really have experience in
Oh,
loud shoes.
Me neither.
That is fair, I suppose.
that should be convenient. I just got, well, normal feet.
Is it not
Well,
uncomfortable
normal for
wearing
me.
these?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. My feet are the same as humans.
Yes.
Different from your twos.
We are in a minority, true.
I don't know. It's just different. Doesn't really matter. We're just more common.
I have
Of
tried
course,
shoes.
just
It was very uncomfortable.
You'd probably have to get ones that are specially made for your feet.
Why would I need that?
Well, I'm just saying, if you're putting on human shoes, of course they're gonna be uncomfortable for you. But if you had special made ones, maybe those wouldn't be uncomfortable. Not that you need them, but they'd be more comfortable at least.
Right. You're right.
Sorry. I'm envisioning the difference of gait.
Oh.
Why?
Why not?
I don't know why. Because
Why?
it is a curious thing, I suppose.
Okay.
Curious mind's a good mind.
I get distracted by things sometimes. I apologize.
You are fine.
That's alright. You don't need to apologize.
Why? What exactly do you get distracted by?
Odd questions. Things such as this. Thoughts about, I can understand, I think, why GD lost her mind a little bit about the upside down ship. That is exactly the sort of thing that, because if you think about an upside down ship, then all of a sudden you can start to think about all of the requirements of such a thing. Like the floors need to be upside down, but also how do you have lighting? Because if you have torches as your indoor lighting, then the flames go upwards and then you will roast alive. And that's not desirable because if you've ever
Or
stood above a
smoke
bonfire.
inhalation.
Also, yes, the smoke would fill the lower floors. Do you call them the lower floors? Do you call them the upper floors? I suppose if you're underground, the upper floors are still...
Yeah.
It's a lot more than
the
I
ones
thought
closest.
about it.
Right, so this is where I get into trouble.
I was just thinking about the top deck.
Okay.
Apologies.
I'm
I'm
not interrupting.
Oh, well, bottom deck, I guess.
Just
No.
wanted to make my acquaintance is all. I suspect that you two are not from here. Sneaking
No.
suspicion. Are you,
I am saying that to me. But you can call
Sorry,
me
one more
Natsumi.
time? Not to me, I see.
I am...
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes. And you?
I am Doku. Pleasure. And you there?
Chidi. Just Chidi.
Didi. Well, pleasure to meet the both of you. I apologize
Oh,
for
you got sharp
interrupting.
teeth too. I hadn't noticed that till now.
You're okay.
If you'll all excuse me,
they look good.
Though I'm enjoying the conversation, I unfortunately have some errands I need to attend to, and so I hope to see you around. And whenever, if I don't, then whenever the airship is boarding, then I'm sure that I'll see you there. But yes,
I was going to say, inevitably, our paths will cross again on the airship.
Certainly. Until
assuming
later.
it is not upside down, in which case, I'm going to burn something. I swear.
All right.
Assuming what?
Just don't burn the town or any of the forest.
No. Probably the
or
boat.
the fields.
Seem that philosophical taste towards it.
Hello. But yeah, we were just talking.
I heard something about burning.
Tell me, do you have to have